tonight. If you'll just give me like a 3 or 4, quick things, and we'll go right into senior spotlights.
Was his
And we're live from Philip D. Weaver Stadium at Centennial Bank Field. The Vilonia Eagles taking on the 4-3 Morrilton Devil Dogs. Morrilton coming in at 2-2 in conference play, tied for 5th place with Farmington. The Eagles fell at Farmington last week, but coming back home. You can feel it in the air. It's pink out. Crowd's filling in. It's going to be a big night for football here in Vilonia.
It sure is, and the crowd is filling in for all the youngsters out there on the track in their pink, getting ready for cheer and dance competition going on. We had chili supper tonight. If you missed it, you missed out on some good chili and a good cause to support your Vilonia baseball team.
It's a big night here in Vilonia. Good to be home finally after the long road trip at Farmington. Now, Alan, we're playing Morrilton. Morrilton, as I said, 4-3. Not a very consistent team so far this season, but one of the better teams still on the 5A West. Now, one of the big factors in their offense, Mr. Jacoby Criswell, their quarterback, just a sophomore, but he can swing it, to say the least.
Mr. Do-It-All. You know, he is third in the conference in passing yards with 1,028 yards, and then also he's in the conference lead for the rushing yards as well. So he is the do-it-all guy back there in the backfield, but he's very, very smart with the ball when it comes to their passing game. He is definitely a look-to-pass type first quarterback, and when it's not open downfield, that's when you'll see him tuck it and run.
That's right.
So that's why he's racked up all them passing yards.
Now, Mr. Corey Erie's over here. Corey, if we can, he's running our camera for us in our system, and one of the things that he'll be doing for us tonight in the pregame show is producing our senior spotlights and helping get those put in there. And so, sorry to interrupt over there, but we'll get our senior spotlights in here and start out with Tyson Wirtz. As we talked about every week, we do senior spotlights. One of the very first things we do. We love supporting those guys, and as I said, Tyson Wirtz is our very first one. He comes in, one of the tallest guys in the team, of course. Big receiver at 6'5", 200 pounds. Now, Tyson, I said, what's your favorite part of football? He loves the games, the game atmosphere, because the lights, the fans, and games just come easy. Game night, game day, everything's lackadaisical, and you just come out. You're the big man on campus ready to play some football. Now, in his senior year, he said he looks forward to being good and shocking the West. I said, if beginning of the season, what do you look forward to most? He said, shocking the West. Let's go out and make a stand and win some big ball games. Now, after he graduates, excuse me, Tyson will miss the people and relationships that he's made through football. As we talked about, it's so much more than just a sport. You make all those relationships and do all that. Now, he said the most memorable moment in football thus far for him is playing in the playoffs. He was a sophomore when the Eagles traveled to Pulaski Academy, and he was able to experience the postseason. He said it was such a different atmosphere, something so new that those guys had never seen before, and he was so excited to get to participate in that in a really, really cool situation there at Pulaski Academy playing against some D1 talent. Yeah. He said the most influential person inside of football to him is by far Coach Sullivan, because he is a quote machine and a motivational master. He said he's few and far between are better than him when it comes to giving out some awesome quotes. And then he said outside of football, his biggest influence, Mr. Barry Wirtz, his father, because he's so real and doesn't sugarcoat things. He said he's very, very adamant about football and adamant about the sports that Tyson plays, and he's very supportive of what Tyson does. He says if he could say one thing to all of our listeners, it'd be life's a wave, you just got to ride it. His score prediction for tonight's ball game is 28-24, Vilonia winning it. And his one thing that he wants to do tonight, his goal for tonight, is score a touchdown. That's Tyson Brett Wirtz, the wide receiver for the Eagles. Our next senior spotlight coming in is Mr. Logan Wilson. Logan is 6'1", 200 pounds, plays some tight end for the Eagle offense. You'll see him out there pretty often for the Eagles. He said he loves the lights. Favorite part about football is the fans and the lights. We hear
Friday
it every
night
week.
lights.
You gotta love FNL, the Friday night lights. He says in his senior year, at the beginning of the season, I said, what do you look forward to? He said, catching touchdown passes. And he said now after he graduates, he'll most certainly miss the camaraderie, one of the more professional words that we've heard on the senior spotlight so far this season. But he said the camaraderie and the brotherhood that he's created, the bonds that he's made. Now, his favorite football moment, another one of those big ones, very similar to the playoffs, what Mr. Wirtz said, is playing ball at War Memorial Stadium versus Sylvan Hills in his sophomore year when Coach Stout was the head coach because of the atmosphere. The Miracle on Markham once played there. Some of the biggest games, Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, some of the better Hog players played in that stadium. He said it was such a cool atmosphere and so cool to get to play somewhere so historic. He said inside of football, his biggest influence is Mr. Tristan Milligan because he pushes him and mentors him in all aspects. He said, we're both seniors, yes, but he's such a very intelligent football player with such a great drive that he really challenges him to work harder every day in all that he does. Now, he said the most influential person outside of football, our cameraman for the evening, Mr. Mike Wilson, his father, because of his advice and constant drive. He said he's always there to build him up, even when he's down, even in losses, he's there for him. I said, if you could say one thing to all of our listeners, what would it be? And he said, I gave it my all. My senior year, and in all that I do, I want to be able to tell everybody that I gave it my all. Now, his score prediction for this evening is Vilonia 21, Morrilton 14, once again picking the Eagles over the Devil Dogs, and we'd like to see that for sure tonight. And then his goal for this evening is to get a lot of reps and help the team win in any way that he can. Now, our next senior spotlight is one of the running backs for the Eagles. And, Alan, we talked about it last week. Whenever this young man touches the ball, good things happen.
Good things are happening when he adds that extra burst of speed.
Yes, he does.
And he really hits that hole very well.
Oh, yeah. Off of 2 or 3 carries last week, 11 yards a carry, I think he averaged. So, really just a spurty guy that can do just about anything. And that's Mr. Michael Heath Morris. He is 6'1", 205 pounds, and says his favorite part of football is the games because of the skill and talent you can expose. He said you've been practicing all summer long, all fall long. Now you get to play in the games, and you get to show everybody what you've learned, what you've experienced in practice, and how well you've grown over the past couple seasons. Now, his senior year, he looks forward to most vying for a conference title. Of course, the Eagles are out of contention for that now, but he said at the beginning of the year that was his main goal. Let's go out, shock the world, win a conference title. Now, when he graduates, another one of these senior guys, he says he will miss the players and the team. He said, look, I love playing football. I love being on the field. But that's not the biggest part for me. It's being able to make relationships, have a brotherhood, and really appreciate what the bonds that are made through football. Now, he said the coolest, funniest, most insane moment of his career was 2 years ago when Shane Stewart was playing against Harrison. That's one of those games at Harrison. The Eagles just demolished the Goblins. He said on a kickoff return, Eagles are winning 31-3. And, it's one of those you can just kind of pull your starters and start lackadaisically laying off. But he said no. Shane Stewart came on a kickoff and absolutely hit a kid so hard he knocked him out. Said he's never seen anything like that. One of the coolest moments, just the hype, as he called it. I guess we say that word every week. The hype that came off of that.
Either that or it's lit.
It's lit. Yes, it's lit. Now, he said the most influential person in football for him is sophomore Draven Smith. We saw more out of Smith last week against Farmington. He said that Smith has done a great job of keeping him accountable. Michael said, I really mentor Draven in quite a few ways, and I love being able to do that. Having somebody that's always looking up to me really drives me to be a better person and a better football player all around. He said outside of football, the most influential person is his grandfather because of how well he supports him going to all the games, doing everything to be able to be right there in Michael's back pocket saying, hey, you're doing an awesome, awesome job. Now, he said I said you could say one thing to everybody that's listening, what would it be? He said, make it last while you can. No matter what you're doing, make it last while you can. Now, I said, Michael, what's your score prediction tonight? And he said, I'll be honest with you, Drake. The offense has looked pristine this week. We will run the football. We will throw the football. We will hang 40 points and win the ball game 40-36. And says tonight he wants to his personal goal is to rush over 80 yards. That are our senior spotlights, Mr. Tyson Wirtz, Mr. Logan Wilson, and there Mr. Michael Morris. As we take it back into the booth here after introducing those guys. And, Alan, you got to love when seniors are all really excited about going to a game where Morrilton's favored to win.
Oh, yeah.
But they've all got your Eagles winning in pretty good ball games.
They do. And that just goes to show the kind of weeks they had, the type of confidence that these coaches are instilling into them each week. I know we got that big goose egg, but each week you always go out and think that you got a chance to win the ball game. Otherwise, what in the world are we doing?
That's right.
So,
that's right.
I'm ready to see what this next week of Coach Sullivan's play calling is going to do for him.
That's right. And I talked to Ethan Gasaway, senior center, and he said the biggest part of this week and what gives the Eagles the biggest chance in winning this ball game is the sheer fact that they've settled in the offense by now. They know how to run Coach Sullivan's offense. They know because they've ran it before. They know the screen passes, the jailbreak plays, the different run formations, the sweeps, counters. Everything's instilled by now. He said it should be a lot more fluent. Farmington, we saw a lot of mistakes, penalties, but this week should be much more disciplined considering the Eagles know what they're doing going to this ball game.
Right. And, last week we actually had more yards from the line of scrimmage than Farmington did. What really killed us last week was the penalties.
That's right.
Penalties and playing from behind the sticks last week were two obstacles that we just could not overcome.
That's right.
So this week we're going to have to do a better job at playing smart.
Right. And that's the story of the season for the Eagles thus far. You see them play really, really well statistically. You load the stat boards, their stat sheet looks good, but in the end, those penalties, not being able to capitalize in the red zone, having turnovers, things like that. You even look at the Maumelle game. Great statistics, great control of the ball, but 5 turnovers really killed us in the end. And so the mistakes are what hurt, but now you hope to see in Game 8 an experienced team that wants to win and is hungry for an upset.
That's right.
Now, one of the biggest things that I'd like to get to first is looking across the 5A West and the standings. As we call it every week, what's it called?
Ooh, the Wild Wild West.
The Wild Wild West, to say the least. Looking at Harrison holding the top spot right now. Right beside him is Alma.
Yeah.
Right beside them is Maumelle, and right beside them, Greenbrier. That's
all
4 teams.
All at 3-1.
All at 3-1. And that's crazy to see who else beat each other. Maumelle, of course, them and Greenbrier are your surprise teams in there. Harrison preseason was picked very highly. Alma picked number 1 by Hootens. Now a big surprise, the fact that Morrilton is 2-2. They were my preseason 5A West Conference champions, but they're just 2-2 coming to the ball game, tied with Farmington for that 5 spot. Now, Vilonia and Clarksville come in both at 0-4. Vilonia at 0-7 overall in the season. Clarksville at 1-6. So Vilonia at the bottom of the totem pole, but looking to change that tonight, which in the Wild Wild West, anything's possible, especially when you're playing a team like Morrilton, who's won a few they were supposed to win, lost a few they were supposed to win. Just you really never know with these Devil Dogs.
Right. Now, and the Devil Dogs, looking back at the people that are in front of them, Alma and both Maumelle, they both gave them their losses.
That's right.
So if it comes down to a tiebreaker situation, they've got the tiebreaker over them too.
Right.
With their 2 losses being Harrison and Greenbrier there.
Right. And so that's a big part of it is the fact that they've beaten Alma and beaten Maumelle, yet they lost to Greenbrier and Harrison, but they have played in their 4 conference games, the 4 top teams in conference right now.
They have. And really, at the Harrison game, they're up 21-0 in the first quarter.
That's right.
And they just kind of fell asleep for the other 3. So you think this late in the season that they've learned their lesson.
Right.
So we're going to have to play a full 4 quarters tonight to pull this off.
And you attribute most of that 21-point lead, blowing that lead, to the fact that they were so young and inexperienced. First conference game ever for Jacoby Criswell starting quarterback. But they know what they're doing by now. Right.
And watching that game, he kind of split time that
week. That's right.
So he didn't come out as the starter. He got plenty of split time. So now that he's got a couple of conference games under his belt, he certainly has found his rhythm.
That's right. Now you look at the as far as conference leaders, Criswell, as you said, number 3 in passing with 1,028 yards. As far as rushing goes, Criswell up there once again within the top 5, and then receiving. I don't see any Morrilton players nor Vilonia players.
Their highest receiver is Mr. Dillard at number 5, and then Criswell, his brother. Jacoby's brother is number 8 in the conference, and then Mr. Adams is 10th in the conference. All of them having 275 yards or more receiving.
Yeah, it's pretty big. And that's crazy that they have that much depth at receiver. And you look at Mr. Criswell's brother. I mean, the Criswell family runs deep. My mom graduated from Morrilton, and she said there are Criswells crawling through Morrilton. I call Pee Wee games, 7th grade games. It's just nothing but Criswells out there for the Morrilton Devil Dogs, and they know how to run with those guys. I mean, they're born athletes. You look at Jeremiah Ledbetter, plays for the Razorbacks.
Right.
He's a Criswell from birth his half-brother, Chris Wells.
Okay.
Jacoby is actually his half-brother, so they're related in a very big way. So you look at it, and that's nothing new to see a lot of Chris Wells loading up the stat sheet from Morrilton.
Well, this may not be his brother then. It may be his cousin or something.
Well, I bet it's something very close, I would assume. Now, looking at as far as the Eagles go at being in top 5 in the statistics and conference, no Eagles on there until you get to interceptions. And Nick Lewis, of course, our stats have not been updated, but I'm willing to bet Nick Lewis is right up there at number 1. I know at least 3 interceptions, maybe even 4 this season from Mr. Lewis. So he's right up there at the very top of the conference in interceptions.
Yep. And Mr. Nick Lewis, every time he steps in the ball game, good things happen. So like to see him tonight playing at that cornerback slot.
Yeah, and we had our camera bumped. I'm not really sure what happened over there, but a slightly odd shot. Apologize for that.
There we go.
There we go. We got it moved back in. But as we were talking about Morrilton coming in, very wishy-washy, talked to Mr. Gentry down there before the ball game. He said, I really think we got a shot tonight, considering the fact that Morrilton, you don't know what you're going to get out of them every game.
Either gold or dirt.
That's right, either gold or dirt. And it'll all start with Mr. Chris Well. What can you tell me about offensively? What are we going to see from Morrilton as far as trying to, formation variation, different things they'll do?
Well, certainly as I was diving into the film this week, they're very balanced. They are my numbers that I come up with, 52% run to the 48% pass. They do like to pass out of this 5-wide formation with no running backs. Mr. Chris Well back in the shotgun, and anytime we see motion from that particular formation, that's when they're going to run out of it.
Right.
So my stats say motion. When you see motion, you're going to get. I've seen it 19 times, and you're going to get runs 19 times, and then nine out of the motion guy and 10 out of Mr. Criswell. So they're pretty balanced. It's kind of the quarterback option read with the jet sweep, basically.
Right.
So their second favorite formation is just a single back with 2 split outs on either side, and they like to run out of that one. Basically, 31 times out of that to only 8 passes. So they're a very balanced offense. Mr. Criswell is very smart with the ball. He is not going to put the ball in a position to be intercepted.
Right.
He makes good decisions in the pocket, and when you do see him pull it down to run, he is very dangerous. So I hope tonight the Eagle defense has at least got a spy on him.
Yeah.
When we go into this 5-wide, a lot of times we'll probably see what we call a dime defense against him with 6 cornerbacks and probably 4 down linemen with that middle linebacker being the spy maybe.
That's a big part of it, is putting I say it most weeks, you got a mobile quarterback, you want to put that cover, that contain on the quarterback, especially having even a spy, QB spy out there somewhere. That's my favorite Madden play to run, is one of those with a QB spy out there. Because you just never know when Criswell's going to break it off and run it, because he's that athletic.
That's right. And talking about him making good decisions, seeing his yardage and how young he was, I thought, well, they're just setting him up short.
Right.
They're setting him 10 yards to the line of scrimmage short. Well, after I ran my numbers, they had only 26 passes short, minus 10 yards,
right,
and 26 passes deep. And that's not completions, that's just total attempts. So they're even with it.
Right.
They're taking him deep. When I say deep, 40, 50, 60 yards deep. And they've got athletic enough receivers that these receivers can go up and get it.
Alan, I haven't looked at the stats officially yet, but I'm willing to bet that Morrilton probably throws the football about 75 to 80% of the time, do they not?
Well, I've got almost a 50-50
really?
From my numbers. Now, I know the summary shows a little different. I only got 3 games to watch.
Right.
So these are the numbers from my 3 games. Huddle takes into account everything they got.
I don't doubt that those numbers are much more accurate than Huddle, because Huddle every now and then you just never know.
You don't.
But you'd think that Morrilton throws the ball a lot more than they run it. But as the stats show there, they run the football effectively and run it a lot.
They do. And basically my numbers, out of all the plays I got to watch, I had 71 passes to 75 runs.
Right.
So, that's as balanced as you get right there.
Right. And that's a big part of the game. You see most of the teams we played, Alma, Farmington, those are teams that like to mix it up.
Yeah.
You never really know what they're going to do on the
and then we're going to see the 2 split backs in the back, and then we're going to see a little double wing. Out of that double wing now, if you see this little double wing out of the shotgun, They passed out of it every time I seen it on film.
All right. So we'll be ready for that for
Yeah.
sure.
So if you see 2 double wings off everything they've showed on film to this point has been a pass.
Now we see a lot of motion out of Morrilton. Morrilton loves to motion the football. Whenever they're running that motion play, what are we going to expect to see out of them?
Well, if that motion guy comes to a complete set at the line of scrimmage somewhere, they're pretty much balanced, whether we can tell if it's going to be a run or a pass. If that motion guy does not come to a stop, though, and the ball is snapped while the motion guy is in motion, it's going to be a run play, period. Right. Everything they showed us on field, that is a run play. And it's going to be Mr. Criswell.
Yeah. Now we have our presentation of colors and our national anthem. We got Corey Erie down on the field. We'll get the colors out there and have his mic turned on to get the national anthem there for the Vilonia Eagle High School Band. Yes. And we're back here in the booth from Philip D. Weaver Stadium. As we were talking about there before the national anthem, which once again, it's awesome to have Corey Erie down there with the field mic. He's able to get our national anthem. There's a hot shot there on you, Alan.
Look at that.
But Mr. Erie able to get down there and do the national anthem there, the Vilonia Eagle Band. Big thanks to those guys playing the alma mater down there. It's always cool to have those guys doing what they do. But nonetheless, you got a big ball game. We talked about one of my favorite parts of the whole thing is Pink Out. It's a big night fighting for a big cause and a big crowd, to say the least.
It is. The fans are steadily rolling in. See the coaches coming up out on the field to do their annual prayer before the game. Always enjoy that. And, man, where else would you rather be than in Vilonia Eagle Stadium under Friday Night Lights?
Friday Night Lights, FNL to say the least. Gotta love it out here. One of the bigger parts of Vilonia is football, of course. Now, Alan, I have a D&N construction trivia question of the game for you. Okay?
Good.
What's the first line? We just heard it. What's the first line of the Morrilton alma mater?
The first line. I don't even know
for
what
all the marbles. I mean, $100 on this, man.
Go Devil Dogs.
Go Devil Dogs? Is that what you think it is?
Yeah.
You got me. No. It is Hark the Sound of Devil Dog Voices. Now, don't ask me what that means. I don't know dogs can talk.
I didn't either. Hark the sound of Devil Dogs.
Devil Dog Voices.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you a redemption question, okay?
Okay.
What is the first line of the Vilonia High School alma mater?
My alma mater. Vilonia High, the red and the white. I got to sing along with it.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
It is Vilonia High, the red and the white. You got
okay.
You got that part.
I had it. I was just singing. I was always in the zone at this point.
I'm sorry.
Michael and I was down there butting heads, smacking each other in the face mask.
Alan, I was wrong. It's Vilonia High for You We Take Our Stand.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't even. I'm student council vice president, and I got it wrong too.
It's all right. I'll let you slide.
No knock on you, but an absolutely big night, as we said. Now, what are we going to see as far as defensively from Morrilton? Haven't talked about them defensively.
We haven't.
What do we see for the most part?
You know, talking with some of the coaches throughout the week, they put a lot of their athletes on offense.
Yeah.
Kind of a. But going back and looking, historically, what they've done against us is not what we read about them in Houghton's.
Right.
A lot of times, but that's the 3 yards and ground and pound offense, the veer, or Coach Stanley's double wing. So historically, we're going to see more of a 5-2 with a cover 1 or a safety over the top, however you ever want to verbalize that, or a 4-3, and they play a lot of man-to-man with that safety over the top. So tonight, coming out under this potential spread,
right,
we may see more than what they're listed in Houghton's as a 4-3 with 5 DB. So we'll get to see a good mix.
And that's a big part of it as well. Not only mixing it up on offense, but mixing it up on defense. You got to be able to fight a veer offense that runs the option very well, but it's a Sullivan veer, as we talked about.
That's right.
A little bit different than the way Coach Young runs the veer. A little more pass in the football and more screen passes. If you are Coach Sullivan calling the plays tonight, what play are you looking to utilize the most?
The tempo that he calls with 2 increases everybody. We've been averaging 10 to 15 more plays a game with him calling the game. I'm looking to see this over the middle, these dig routes, these slants over the middle, be very effective against Morrilton's defense because they're going to want to tend to crash their linebackers.
Yeah.
And if they're crashing their linebackers like they are, that's going to open up this middle of the ball field.
Yeah. Alan, one of the best games I've ever seen. Morrilton, Vilonia, one of those two of those teams that are usually pretty competitive. I've seen some battles out of these two, Alan. We'll go ahead as we're wrapping up the pregame show. What is your Charlie Roller Foundation keys to the game for the Vilonia Eagles to pull off a win?
Tonight, offensively, play in front of the chains, minimize the self-wounds.
Yeah.
No penalties. We have been doing what we've been needing to do offensively as far as our yardage. Stop the self-inflicting wounds.
Yeah.
With the penalties, let's play in front of the chains, and we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, that's right.
And defensively, we're going to have to stop Mr. Criswell.
That's the biggest part of stopping their best player, Mr. Jacoby Criswell. This has been the pregame show with Drake Toll, Mr. Allen Wade. 7 minutes till the ball game. Captains coming out. White hats, referees are taking the field. I'm excited. It's a good night to be here in Vilonia for football.
Look at that.
Chill bumps.
Getting chills. It's that time.
I'm ready for it.
Give me a helmet, boys.
Weaver Stadium. We'll be back with a halftime show. Drake Toll, Allen Wade. Let's get some Friday night football in here.
With this rivalry, the boys and the Giants throw down in HD. The gallery's ready, so turn up the lights. The battle lines are drawn in Dallas tonight. Ready? Come on in. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. This is Hank and I'm ready. Let's get this picture started. Let's take this town and do it up right. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night. The roof is open, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, where they'll host Super Bowl 45. And the 97th meeting of the Giants and Cowboys set to kick off here on Monday Night Football.
Welcome to Vilonia Eagle Football, live with Alan Wade and myself, Corey Erie. We got Michael Wilson on the camera over here helping us out. We got Rick Bernard in the booth helping us out on the spot. Captains for your Eagles are going to be number 1, Tristan Milligan, number 2, Isaiah Rocha. Number 50 is, pulling my roster. I know him. I'm just forgetting it. That's Wyatt Milliken. And then 52 is Trenton Hetherington. Those are captains for the Eagles. Captains for the Devil Dogs is number 6. That's Tori Criswell. And number 19 is Kyron Gilreath. I think I said that right, Alan. Kyron Gilreath. Okay, good. I got confirmation from behind me that I did indeed say that one correctly. So those are the captains. That may have
just been someone saying, hey, you're right.
That's right. So Eagles have won the toss. They elect to receive. Devil Dogs are going to defend the north end zone to start the game. And, Alan, we're going to get to see that Sullivan veer right off the bat.
I like it. I like it.
You like it. I love it.
Yep.
Let's play some football.
It's that time.
So
chill bump's going. They got me my helmet right back here.
Yeah. Now, I was down on the field doing some other duties helping get that national anthem in, so I didn't get to hear a lot of you and handling some technical stuff behind the scenes here. We're actually hoping to have no technical difficulties tonight. We've got our Vilonia Eagle main IT guru in the press box with us tonight, helping run some diagnostics and kind of see maybe what might be some of our issues. So he's helping us out up here tonight. We appreciate him, Mr. Evan Beavers, being up here with us to help with that. But hoping for error-free and technical difficulty-free broadcast tonight.
That was kind of the keys to our games tonight, playing in front of the sticks, minimizing the self-wounds, the penalties, things of that nature, because we've been putting up the yards. We put up 420 yards last week. It was the 15 penalties.
Right.
That just killed us. So, error-free football, or as much as possible to be successful tonight.
Well, Alan, as you say, the Eagles are right there in the game with the Farmington Cardinals last Friday. Yeah. We looked it up at the end. I think we beat them in just almost every single statistical category other than the score, including overall penalty yardage.
Yeah, that's right, 157 yards.
So that was definitely a detriment for us in the game. Will you grab that shirt right there? So, you and I talked there kind of on the, brief post-game show that we did with Drake going field side to talk with the players there.
Yeah.
We talked about, hey, you take away the penalty yardage or even half of it for the Eagles, you'd like to see if it's a difference in the outcome of the game.
A lot of those penalties were drive killers or put us so far behind the sticks that we'd have to call some kind of ridiculous play to even try to pick up a first down.
Right. I want to go ahead and take a moment to thank our Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation shirt sponsors for tonight. As you know, the Football Foundation gives away 150 free T-shirts at every single home game. There you see the Eagles coming onto the field, fans to their feet cheering them on. Rocha coming out with the U.S. flag. Hetherington has the Eagle flag, and we're ready for football. Back to the shirts quickly. 150 free shirts at every home game. We've got one more against the Panthers here 2 weeks from tonight.
Right.
Still looking for sponsors for that shirt. A shirt sponsorship is $500. Gets your logo on the back of the shirt. There's only 6 sponsors total.
Yep.
As I said, we give those shirts away for free to the first 150 stands in the stadium. If you'd like to sponsor, visit Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation's Facebook page and or their website. You can get in contact with the guys there.
Yep.
Shirt sponsors for tonight: the Conway Collision Center, Keith's Texaco and Service Station right here in Vilonia. Everybody knows Keith. Marcus Vaden, attorney at law. The Vilonia Family Pharmacy. The Spa. I think I read that right. Is that how you would say it?
That's how I'd say it.
I elongated it a little bit. The Spa.
The Spa. And it's got the hyphen there and everything. So.
Yes. TheSpa.com. 2 A's in Spa and an H on the end if you're interested. And the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation is sponsor tonight. So those are the shirt sponsors. I'll mention them again later. You see the Devil Dogs set to kick off for the Eagles. You have Rocha, Mitchell, and Milligan back deep to receive for the Eagles. Kicker's going to be number 3 for the Devil Dogs. That is Jesus Arias.
Are you saying that right?
That's the way I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I'm not going to call him Jesus. I'm going to assume it's Jesus.
How you doing, Mr. Jesus? We're going to
And
get to see him.
we are ready for football under the Friday night lights live here from Philip Weaver Stadium. As you see Milligan take the ball there at the 8-yard line. He's coming away across the field. Makes the first tackler miss up across the 20. Gets a block out to the 25 where he's going to be driven out of bounds by number 33. That is Jake Knowles for the Devil Dogs.
Good return. He used his blockers well to get up around that edge.
Yes, he did, and he ran a long way across the field, looking for the right lane to cut it up there, and he did. It's a good gain.
Yep.
Starting at the 25, so we'll see what the Eagles have in store here offensively. Dylan Fulmer splits to the top of your screen. Wirtz and Kuntz to the bottom. Backs are Rocha and Smith. That was Kuntz and Mochin. Pitch goes to Smith on their outside. Breaks a tackle. Still running out across the 40. The fall is fumbled on the ground. Still rolling around. Eagles were there. Ball still rolling around. And the Devil Dogs are actually going to get on it. Allen, that looked really, really good until the defender comes from behind and actually punches the ball out.
And you could see his arm going in slow motion. I was about to mess up your call.
Yeah. Number 7, Jacoby Criswell, is the quarterback for the Devil Dogs. They come out in their single back set, 3 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to your bottom of your screen. Criswell has it. He rolls to his right. That's going to be a designed quarterback run. He's off around the right end. Chased down by Clay Kellett and Trenton Hetherington there on the tackles. Not before Criswell gets the first down out across the 50 to the 48-yard line.
Our key to the game is slowing Mr. Criswell down, and he is not their leading rusher for no reason. He certainly has the ability to hurt us. And if we don't get there and get our head across the body and wrap up, it's going to be a long, long night for us.
Same set for the Devil Dogs. Flip the formation. You see the quick slant to receiver number 1 is Mason Adams. He's unable to get a hold of the ball, so brings up 2nd and 10 for the Devil Dogs at the Eagle 48.
He tried to do one of them old things. He wanted to run.
Before he caught it?
Before he caught it, because it hit him right square in the hands.
Well, Allen, I don't know if I can blame him. There was a whole lot of green out there in front of him.
It was just a simple little slant play.
Devil Dogs go with 2 in the backfield now as they have a slot back. Criswell has it. He gives to the lone tailback there. It's number 22. That is Brett Jones off right guard. He's ahead for a gain of 8 yards out to the Eagle 40. 20 is Todd Gibson on the tackle for your Eagles. So here come the Devil Dogs again. Same set there, or not the same set, but 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Lone back in the backfield with Criswell. So they're going to go with the old hard count. Thank you, ma'am. And change the play here on 3rd and 2. Chris has it. Goes with the option pitch to Jones, and Jones has all room. He's finally chased down all the way. Assignments and gap coverage, you sure should have.
No, we didn't, but we talk a lot about the offense.
And that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
So that's going to be Jones again, right up the gut. Tackled by number 99, Corey Clements. Assisted by number 50.
And you're not going to see him
play also there. Pocket. We had a tackler with a shot on him. Another one missed, and I don't know what he hurdled other than the goal line there as he goes across for the Devil Dog touchdown. And Allen, three different Eaglers had a shot. Eaglers. 3 different Eagle tacklers had a shot at him, and none of them have. As you see the Devil Dogs convert the point after. I think. Okay, we are back live, folks. If you had a video interruption, I apologize. I wasn't looking down and seeing. It takes a minute for that to cycle. That our stream was not healthy there. Well, it appears from what I'm looking at now we're back up. Anyways, Devil Dogs go in for the score and convert the extra point. They lead it by a score of 7-0 here early in the ball game.
And we just got to hang on to it offensively. Looked like we was on the right start. We're on the right road. It's those negative type plays that got us there.
Right.
So let's hang on the ball and put a drive together here.
Right. So that's going to be Milligan with the ball again, this time at the 13-yard line. He runs across the field again, looking to try to get upfield. Eagles are going to be flagged for a hold as Milligan gets out across the 20. And, Alan, you cannot grab a hold of the intended tackler there out in the middle of the field with nobody from the official seeing you.
And that flag come in, I think.
Out. And we'll be back with you just
now
momentarily. We're green again. I am going to switch over to the hot spot here in just a minute and see what we can get
Try to do it
at
a timeout or something?
It just depends on if we stay connected. Everybody at home that's watching us, all right, Eagles fans, we're back again. I've changed web devices here that we're streaming. So what happened was the Eagles got the kickoff after the Criswell touchdown run. We had a hold on the return. We were backed up in our own territory. Then on the first play from scrimmage in that drive, Eagles fumble back to the Devil Dogs. But the Eagle defense able to come up with a big sack here on first down. Brings up 2nd and 21. As you see Criswell keep it up the middle, kind of off right tackle there. Jukes a tackler. Cody Simpson gets a hold of him. Got a couple of Eagles coming in there to clean it up. That's number 54 for your Eagles. Helping out, that's Christian Gardner, and I missed the other one. Rick, did you see? 50. Okay, Milliken was also there to help out with that. Looks like we got a lot better stream going now, Alan. So hopefully we'll keep this thing live. And I jinxed us when I said we are going to try to have an error-free broadcast tonight. Devil Dogs looking at 3rd and 9 here from the Eagle. Where are we at? 12.
Yeah. Eagle 12.
I'm trying to watch a whole lot of stuff here, make sure our stream's
good.
Criswell rolls to the left. He's looking to throw over the middle, wide open receiver, touchdown, Devil Dogs. That is number 1, Mason Adams.
Yeah, as soon as he broke across, the receiver was, expecting safety help there. Safety was tied up elsewhere, and he just broke free. Mr. Adams just come across that middle just wide open. That was an easy little pitch and catch there with Criswell and Adams.
And, Alan, this is exactly what we did not want to do is just hand it. I mean, we're just gift wrapping it to a very talented team. Arias kicks the point after, and we're just giving it to them. So we're going to take it down to Drake Toll for an Eagle sideline report.
Hey, guys, not the best way for the Eagles to start the ball game there. 2 quick turnovers. Alan and I talked about it in the pregame. You have to capitalize, and you have to stay disciplined to what you're doing. You cannot turn the ball over, cannot make those silly mistakes. Penalties, things like that are going to set us back in the worst ways. To beat a team like Morrilton, you have to play like a team like Morrilton. You have to play fierce, and you have to play disciplined. Thus far, the Eagles have not shown that. We've got to show it here, beginning with this kickoff return. Back to you guys in the booth.
That's right, Drake. We were just talking about that as you heard us before we sent it down to you. You know, you cannot gift wrap the game to a, extremely talented and athletic team. You just can't do it.
No, and if you would like to Schaefer it up a little bit.
Not yet. Way too early for that,
Well, listen. No, Morrilton goes up 21 on Harrison in the first quarter. And Morrilton loses that game. So, there you go. Don't get your daubers down. Let's go to work.
My diver's not down as you see the pink flag come out from the official on the illegal procedure on the Devil Dog kickoff. Eagles are going to get the ball at the 35 to start this drive. And my diver's not down. But
no, I'm just going to guess everybody.
Did you say what Harrison did to us? Do you remember that?
Well,
okay,
I know.
Just checking.
I know.
I don't know. I didn't know if you slept since then.
No, I'm just saying Morrilton has shown that they're going to get a big lead and can let it go.
They're extremely undisciplined
defensively. And to the coach's own admission, he puts his athletes to the offensive side of the ball.
Right. So I've also heard them referred to as what's the nicest way to put it? Maybe not the sharpest pencils in the box always when it comes to a defensive perspective. Just they don't do things the way you'd want them to when they have a lead, and they play undisciplined from time to time. So we'll see as the game carries along. Kuntz goes in motion.
We see that 5-2 set.
Britton has it. He's going to pitch to Draven Smith again. Same play we saw the very first play of the game, but this time the Devil Dog linebacker reads it the minute that we set up in the same set and run the same motion and go with the same play. That's Kyron Gilreath, and he tackles Draven Smith for a 4-yard loss back to the Eagle 31. They're going to have 2nd and 14 there.
Well, sometimes this huddle just does crazy stuff.
I've heard you talk about that numerous times. Fulmer to the bottom of your screen. Wirtz and Kuntz to the top. It's going to be a quick throw to Kuntz. Kuntz is hit immediately by a couple of Devil Dog tacklers. First man there is – who is it? Gain of 5. I missed the tackler there. I'm not sure who it was for the Devil Dogs, but 6-yard pickup.
And Britton done an excellent job. That pass was actually released before Kuntz was ever looking. Time Kuntz gets his head around it, it's on him.
That's what we're talking about the past couple weeks about getting the timing of the offense down. So if we can hang on to it here, looks like we've gotten the timing down a little bit better with Coach Sullivan calling the plays. So Britton has it. He's going to fake the pitch and then throw it out to Dylan Fulmer. And they're going to call that incomplete as the ball kind of took Fulmer back, and the defender almost picked it, basically.
Yeah, the defender was there reading it, and if he's behind the line of scrimmage again, so therefore we can't get that offensive interference.
Right.
But never looks. He's just going to make a tackle, and he's there just too quick, and it's going to bring up a 4th and a long 8 for us on our own end. And it's just at this point, you got to punt it and try to pin them deep and hope for a stop.
That's right. Britton and Morris back deep on the punt. It's going to go to Britton. Britton kicks it. It's a good punt. It's going to take the return man back inside the 25. He actually fumbles it and then able to pick it up. Cody Mitchell is there first. He's assisted on the tackle by Cody Simpson and Clay Kellett. And a loss of about 2 yards on the return after the fumble and picked up ball and hit by 3 Eagle tacklers there. So, Alan, I look across the way, and I didn't notice last time, but our man Nick Lewis in the game at the far side cornerback position.
We're going to need every bit of him tonight.
We're going to need a pick 6 out of him if we can get it. I've been told he's the fastest Eagle football player. I'm sure there a couple of those other guys would have something to say about that. Chriswell gives to Jones. Jones is going to be off right tackle for a yard. He's tackled by number 42, Clay Kellett.
They're running more up the middle tonight than I've ever seen Morrilton run up the middle. So they must have picked something up in their own film study to be causing this.
That means you're not going to Romo me tonight?
I don't know. I may.
It's still
early.
It's downloading. Chriswell has it. He's back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be sacked, Alan.
There we go.
Second time we've sacked Chriswell. That's number 50, Wyatt Milliken. You like seeing him get in there and getting a sack. That's a loss of 5?
5.
Yeah, back to the Devil Dog 19, where it's going to bring up 3rd and 15, I think. 6. Well, I'm sorry. They had gained a couple, so my bad.
Hey,
either way,
watch
3rd and 15.
This 2 wide over here. This number 11 going into motion. If he goes into motion, it's a run play. Otherwise, he's going to come across number 11. The slot receiver is going to come across the middle. Then you're going to get a deeper dig route.
All right.
There you go.
We'll see. I bet Chriswell just takes it and runs.
No
motion. Chriswell has the ball. He's going to drop to pass. He's looking to throw the deep ball. Defender is beat, and he has the catch down at the 33-yard line, where they're going to mark him down.
Or they're just going to throw it deep.
All of that for a throw from Chriswell to Chriswell and a giant gain by the Devil Dogs.
That was a big one.
So Devil Dogs down deep in Eagle territory again after the big throw and catch from Chriswell to Chriswell. 1st and 10 at the Eagle 33 now.
I got him at the 34.
You wrong, brother.
Huh.
Chriswell keeps this time off right tackle. He's going to have a lot of running room. I'm afraid that's going to be another Devil Dog touchdown, and it is.
We had too many defenders worrying about the pitch man. And he seen a cutback lane, and he stuck his foot in the ground, and he was zoom gone.
There was no shimmy shake that time. I saw him shimmy shake a guy on the previous run. He didn't do it this time.
No.
So So we'll watch for that. I got him. We're going to take after the kick. We're going to take it down to Drake. You see where he's standing there. Arias is back to kick the point after for the Devil Dogs. Snap is down, and the kick is good. That's going to bring your score 21-0. Devil Dogs lead the Eagles, and we're going to take it to Drake for an Eagle sideline report. All right, now I have
Guys,
Drake.
we knew the Devil Dogs were good, and they're showing it right now. Their athleticism is bar none, especially at Criswell. Look at him running the football and throwing the ball down there on 3rd down and long. The Eagles are frustrated to begin the ball game, but nonetheless, you got to collect yourselves, play fundamental football, and try to score. Cut this lead down to 14 here. It starts now. You got to start playing better immediately. Back to you guys in the booth.
So Eagles trail by a score of 21-0, and Allen, there's still 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we on pace to see here? About 742 points?
Maybe.
I'm being facetious.
Yes,
I can't do that math that quickly, but Eagles are going to have to find some kind of an answer.
That's at least 84 right there.
Oh, yeah. Well, then you got to factor in the other
5 minutes.
Yeah. So another third of that. So that'd be 728. That's 100. We're on a pace for the Devil Dogs to score 100 at the moment. Mitchell has the ball at the 10. He's coming up across the 15, looking for more running room. Reverses field. He needs to get upfield soon because he's ran about 100 yards to pick up 5. Ultimately, he's going to be tackled at the 17, 18-yard line there of the Eagles where they're going to have a first down.
That was a lot of running to get. He got it at the 12.
10. Got it at the 10 and returned it out to the 18. So 8-yard gain on a 75-yard run.
But he was doing what he could to try to find a hole. He didn't see what he wanted on the other side. Obviously, coaches has plays set up to go to that side. They see something they like over there. And Morrilton just doing a good job of closing it down.
Well, Morrilton's obviously trying to pin us over in the far corner of the field.
Yeah.
So, common sense would tell you need to come back across to try to get around the Devil Dog defenders. You see Duff on the carry there. He's going to have a decent gain out across the 20 to the 23-yard lines where they're going to mark him down. Eagles will have 2nd and 5 there.
They released the whole pound, I think he said. He mentioned seeing some softball. They can come out and watch us play tomorrow, can't they?
Absolutely. We got
bats for backpacks.
We got 25 of the Eagles softball players playing on 2 different teams tomorrow here at our high school field. You see Duff get the pitch, and he's plowed down by another pack of hounds in the backfield.
Hey, I think they know that play when it's coming.
Yeah, they've sniffed that one out every time except the first time.
Yeah.
So we need to go somewhere else for a minute on that one. But yeah, we'll be playing some softball down at Vilonia High School softball field. So anybody interested in catching some of that action, come on down bright and early as the what we call the Eagles Red Team. First pitch at 8 a.m. That's at the Vilonia High School softball stadium tomorrow. And Alan, we'll talk about bats for backpacks here in a minute when we get another break. So you see 3 receivers go to the top. That's Kuntz, Smith, and Fulmer. Flags fly. You have Wirtz at the bottom of your screen, Rocha and Duff in the backfield. And, I'm counting too many too now that I'm naming off all the skill guys. As you see, Duff's going to trot off the field. Eagles with 12 men in that formation, and you can only play with 11, Alan. Last time I checked.
Hey, we're trying everything possible to make something happen.
Whatever it takes to get an advantage.
Yeah.
It's only illegal if they catch you, right?
That's right.
So Eagles are backed up to the 15-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 13 there.
Yep.
Rocha the lone back, same receivers in the game as I mentioned a moment ago. It's a throw to Wirtz. Wirtz goes up, and he's going to make a great catch, having an Eagle first down out at the 32-yard line as Britton just goes up, throws it up to his tall receiver.
Go to work, son.
Lets him say, go high point this, man. And he does. So big gain by way of the Britton to Wirtz pass and catch. Eagles 1st and 10 at the 32.
And I like that play. They're pretty much stacking up the middle. So let's go hit these edges and see what happens.
It's going to be Rocha off left tackle, and the Beast is going to push forward. He's still moving. Allen, I've seen him let it go way longer than that. I don't like that whistle at all.
A little quick whistle.
They're going to go ahead and give him the
4 yards.
Yeah, but they took it back 2 yards from where he was actually down. So. Second and 5 for the Eagles here at their own 36. Rocha and Duff are going to be in the backfield. 2 receivers set. Logan Wilson in the game at tight end. Gives going to be to Duff on the trap play. Duff has running room. He has a big gain out to the 50-yard line. Good play call there by Coach Sullivan.
We hadn't seen that one in a few weeks, have we?
No. I'm calling that a trap. I mean, that's all I'd know to call it.
Yeah. We've been calling it the X play.
The X, yep, trap, whatever you want to say. Basically, you fake motion one way and you turn around and run right back opposite of it. It's going to remain Rocha and Duff in the backfield. Wirtz is to the top of your screen, Kuntz to the bottom. Wilson's still in at tight end. It's going to be Duff off right tackle. He's going to be hit by number 24 for the Devil Dogs after a gain of 2 or 3. That is Blake Poteet.
You know, potentially thrown on that first down there to throw them off just a little bit. You seen that cornerback come screaming in on that blitz. They were blitzing hot off that top side of that field.
I'd like to see that same action right there, but play action off of it, turn around, throw back over the top of that blitz.
Yeah.
It's almost like they know when we're going to run, and they just vacate our receivers.
Well, probably
not all out, but
they probably have huddle assist as well, where they get their percentages on 1st and 10.
Britton's going to be flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right, throws downfield, and basically he was trying to get rid of that. Flag comes down. Multiple flags come down. We got laundry all over the field. Kuntz was the receiver that, that's where the ball was attempted to be thrown. It was just an errant pass. Okay, so we're thinking we may have had an illegal man downfield as the actual call. That's probably correct because one of our tackles was deeper than Kuntz was.
Now that they were expecting a screenplay then, and that.
Yeah, illegal man downfield. So that like you said, they were expecting something else. What was the personal foul face mask on the Devil Dogs? So offsetting penalties, and all of that to say we're going to replay the down, Alan.
Yeah.
Now I liked the play call. We just missed the block up front, and that wasn't a linebacker. That was a lineman that was chasing after. That's right. Because the one that was supposed to be blocking him was 40 yards downfield. This time, Britton's going to throw to Wirtz again, and Wirtz has another great catch.
They are just going to town on that cornerback over there, and that's a different one. But Wirtz has got the number tonight.
They're all a foot shorter than Wirtz, though.
And we got some more laundry on the field.
Oh, my goodness. Ineligible downfield again. How in the world does that happen 2 plays in a row, Alan?
I don't know.
And hey, I'm going to have to call a spade here. I said the Devil Dogs are known to be undisciplined.
And now
the Eagles are super undisciplined.
Yeah, that's what we're showing.
Wow. So back the Eagles up. I'll replay the down again. We're still at second down after all these different plays we've ran. And
yes.
Let's see if they put somebody taller on Wirtz.
I think I would. This defensive end right here.
I might have Wirtz and Kuntz break the huddle and see where the shortest cornerback is. Well, crap, they're both tall, so I don't guess it matters which one.
No.
It's going to be the trap play to Duff and nothing doing there. He does have 2 on the play. He's back out to the 50. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for your Eagles there right at midfield, though. You see Smith and Fulmer checking into the game. Duff's going to trot off, and so is Wilson. So 3rd and 10, and the Eagles have come up big on a couple of third downs here earlier in this drive. We'd like to see it again.
Just under a minute here left in the first quarter.
So it's going to be Wirtz and Draven Smith going up to the top of your screen together. Kuntz and Dylan Fulmer to the bottom. Rocha the lone back. Britton has it. Drops the pass. He has plenty of time. He's going to step up in the pocket and He's going to be sacked for a loss. And I'm looking down the field. I mean, I see 2 receivers deep, 3 defenders there. So the other 2 receivers would have been underneath. They should have. There should have been a window to throw in, I would think.
Well, and Smith broke open. He just didn't see him coming over the middle. But from my vantage point, he appeared to be open once he broke to come across that middle. Yeah.
So it looks like the quarter is going to run out here. The clock does read double zeros. We're going to take it down to Drake Toll for another Vilonia Eagle sideline report. He's got a interview to go. So here we go, Drake.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Miss Erica Johnson, the student council representative at Vilonia High School, one of my favorite teachers to say the least. And Miss Johnson's been directly affected by cancer. Once again, pink knot. Now, Miss Johnson, can you tell me what was that experience as far as dealing with cancer, a family member?
Well, it was when I was really young, but it was my grandma Shug on my dad's side. And she was given 6 months, but she passed away in like 3 days. And it hit us really hard. So cancer's always been a big impact on me. And I want us to continue doing research to fight it.
Yeah, a big part of her being at the ball game tonight, supporting cancer and pink out. Now this sign right here, what's this all about?
Trenton Hetherington is in my class. He's a great student. He asked me to make him a sign. He goes by Hill, so it says over the hill.
Over the hill. We'll give the sign right there. You guys can see it at home. Love having Miss Johnson down here. Hey, great atmosphere, great teacher at Vilonia High School. Back to you guys.
Drake, that's a great story and a great tribute to Mr. Hetherington there by one of the Vilonia Eagle teachers. We appreciate her coming on the broadcast for an interview there and talking about the struggle with her
her own
family.
And what a great testament to the young man that Mr. Hetherington is if he's having a teacher come out and support him like that.
Absolutely. So Britton is the lone punter back. Now the Eagles shift, and Morris goes back there with him. It's going to be Britton to punt again, and it's a fake, Alan. No, it's not a fake. He's just going to go super soccer-style kick, and we're actually going to pin the Devil Dogs really, really deep on this, as they were as confused as I was, maybe more so. Ball's going to roll dead at the Devil Dog 5-yard line, so they're going to have a long ways to travel on their first possession of the second half. I don't see Drake. I was going to kick it back down to him again, but he's off efforting another interview. I know he at some point is going to try to get a very, very special interview on. I'm not going to give it away just yet, but we do have somewhat of a local celebrity in the house tonight at Philip Weaver Stadium.
Oh, we do.
I'm going to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, DNN Construction and the Charlie Roller Foundation. I'll roll some commercials about both of those guys here a little bit later in the broadcast. Devil Dogs lined up. Cresswell is in his own end zone. He has the ball. He's going to give it to number 2, who runs around right in. He's got a lot of running room. He's chased down from behind by Todd Gibson. Cody Mitchell there slowing him up. That's Xavier Clemens on the carry for, what did he get, 15 yards? 16 yards out to the 21. Coach Stout not happy at all about the defensive coverage there. He's giving them the what for down there on the sideline.
As he should.
We need a lot of what for down there right now.
Here's that offset I formation.
That's an interesting setup. I see what you're talking about now. Cresswell throws out of it. Milligan had a chance there. He doesn't get his hand on it. You see the tackle made by Zeke Bell across the way, but it's not before another Devil Dog first down out to the 39-yard line.
And that was a Cresswell to Cresswell.
Out to the 34-yard line.
You're just a little bit faster than some other people up here are on it.
That's how my brain works.
I like it. So the same offset eye to the opposite side this time. Cresswell turns around. He's going to give to Mr. Clemens. Clemens has got a running room off the left end there. He's out across the 40. He's going to be tackled by Hetherington and Milliken. I'm not sorry, not Milliken. Yeah, Milliken. Milliken. That one letter, it trips me up sometimes. I said it right, but I heard it wrong in my head. So Cresswell set, ready to go. Looks like he's going to run an option pitch to Clemens there. Clemens has lots of running room around the right end. This time he's tackled by Milligan with a G. Not before another Devil Dog first down at the Eagle 49-yard line.
And this is through the games I watched. This Clemens, he was the running back for all 3 of the games. So when Mr. Jones come out and started doing what he was doing to us, kind of surprised me.
Just shows you that the Devil Dogs are deep in the backfield. Criswell gives to Clemens again. And Clemens has, he's not being touched before he gets 6 yards down the field.
Yeah, they're doing a great job sealing that edge.
Ultimately has a gain of 8 out to the Eagle 42. That math doesn't add up, does it? The ball's at the 42 for sure. Either way, that's where they're going to have second and a long 2.
Yeah. You think we're going to get to see the greatest chain gang in the world tonight?
No.
No. Not a chance.
Well, I'm not going to say not a chance. Just simple answer, no. The greatest has retired, Mr. Rick Menard says down the way. Criswell's flushed. I don't know how that's not some sort of a hold as Milliken is tackled there on the play. Finally, it's a screen play, and that's going to go for a giant gain. He's finally going to be tackled by, who's that number?
I can't see it.
It starts with a 3. Is it 33? 33 on the tackle. That is Devin James. We've got an Eagle player down on the field. That's number 41,
that's
you
Mr.
say?
Bartlett.
Yeah, we don't want to see Mr. Bartlett down at all. His dad headed down the stairs. I don't think he's headed to the field. He just was already headed down. I just happened to see him. So, looks like it's maybe a leg injury of some sort or another.
Yeah, we know he's playing with that broken hand.
Well, and they may be looking at his hand. I guess that's a possibility. Okay, so yeah, that's the hand that's already injured, the right hand. So it looks like they're looking at that again. I'm going to take this opportunity to roll both of our sponsor commercials. This first one's going to be D&N Construction.
D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Vilonia athletics, and Vilonia football is no exception. On behalf of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Vilonia football. D&N is an outstanding athlete at Vilonia, and he truly exemplified what it meant to be a Vilonia Eagle. On behalf of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Vilonia School District.
And you see Mr. Bartlett there is up off the turf. It inevitably is a leg injury, as you see one of the coaches and one of our trainers out to help him off the field. And we're going to send thoughts and prayers to Mr. Bartlett and his family. Mom and Dad, good friends of ours. We know all 3 of the kids. So
Dad was my neighbor growing up.
Yeah, right. I mean, literally next door.
Yeah.
So, we pray the best for Mr. Caden Bartlett there, and hopefully he's okay. And it's a minor injury, and he's back on the field before you know it.
He's playing with a broken hand, so we know he's tough.
Tough as nails.
Yeah.
I heard he can lift 100 pounds straight over his head with one hand. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard. He's got some long arms, too.
So there you go. Handoff goes to
42 on
tackler is Clay Kellett for sure. Number 2, Clemens, was the ball carrier. So it's going to be second and about 7, I guess they're saying now. Long ways across for me. I'm having trouble with my brain and these angles. 2nd and 7, Criswell set with a single back in the backfield. Now there's a slot back there too, isn't there?
Yeah, they're a little wing back.
He's hiding. It doesn't matter. It's going to be to Clemens straight up the gut for another Devil Dogs touchdown. So Devil Dogs going to go up 27-0 on the Eagles with the ensuing point after to come. So, Alan, I don't know what to say at this point.
No. Morrilton come to play ball. And
Arias' kick is up and good, so scores now 28-0. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
there.
that's fine. That's fine. No, that Morrilton's come to play. Again, we've got to execute, take care of the ball.
That's right.
You know,
that's right.
and there's no way to sweeten it up other than the fact that penalties and turnovers continue to hurt us at the worst possible times. Not that a penalty or a turnover is good at any point, but
well, there's definitely times that it's not nearly as
painful.
Painful, absolutely. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. We're gonna do. You know, we're gonna call the ball game. We're gonna do our best to keep it positive here. But you know, I mean, anybody who's watching at home, you can see it's tough right now, and you just hope these Eagles fight back and try to at least make a little bit of a game out of this. As they're down 28-0, and Allen, we still have 8 minutes and 41 seconds to play till halftime.
Yeah, and Morrilton is as advertised. They're athletic, they're good, and pretty much try to pose their will upon you, and they've pretty much done that tonight.
Right. And, you know, I said that you see Milligan with the ball out across the 20. He's going to be out to about the 22-yard line. He's hit hard there and taken down by number 30 for the Devil Dogs. That's Garrett Hendricks. You know, at one point I said I thought Harrison was the best team in the conference. You know, most recently, looking at scores, haven't seen them on two eyes. I'm thinking it might be Greenbrier. But
Greenbrier's rolling.
You know, looking at these Devil Dogs, they're going to be tough to beat too. And you know,
you would be for sure to say Harrison or Greenbrier that snuck away with the wins early in the season against them would not want to play them at this point.
Absolutely not. I don't know that anybody would want to play this Devil Dog team at this point. Now, you know, it's different, you know, depending on who the other team is on the field with them. I totally understand that, but they're going to be a tough out to anybody at this point.
And Greenbrier's rolling right now with their quarterback finally catching their rhythm.
So Wirtz gets the screen pass. He's got a good gain out to the Eagle 32, or it's going to be second and a long one for the Eagles there. 33 on the tackle. Hendricks there for the Devil Dogs. So, yeah, I mean, I know that Maumelle still in the playoff hunt. I'm not sold on Maumelle.
No.
I know they beat us, and they beat us like a drum, but I'm not sold on them at all.
Not statewide looking at their talent.
No. Draven Smith with the catch for the first down there, driven backwards by the Devil Dogs tacklers, a whole slew of them. But he's going to have a first down out at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Eagles there.
And I like what Coach Sullivan's doing here. The first two play calls are passes to the edge. And the first one to the edge, the second one to the middle, over the middle of that defense. They've had that middle of that defense for our run game just clogged up.
Absolutely. So back to my tops of the 5A West discussion. I'm going to go ahead and call it now. Greenbrier, Harrison, Morrilton, and Alma will be our playoff representatives. Now, in which order those teams go,
you can't argue.
Flip a coin.
Yeah, you couldn't argue because all four of them right now tied for number one in the conference.
Now, Maumelle is going to tell you that they have a shot to get in, but as I said, definitely not sold on the Hornets this year. They are athletic, but you talk about undisciplined, that is the Maumelle Hornets.
Yeah. And Drake's ran off with my paperwork that I was looking for, that I had all those statistics on.
Oh, Booby done took your stuff away, didn't he?
He did.
Roach is going to be the lone back. Kuntz and Fulmer to the bottom of your screen. Smith and Wirtz to the top. Britton's under center. He brings Smith in motion. It's going to be a fake to Rocha, and
they had that one
Britton,
sniffed out, didn't they?
How's that not a flag when they drove him back about 3 more yards after the whistle and tackled him to the ground?
He's a runner at that point, but you do see him 5 yards deeper than coming back trying to get his jersey straight, and they mark it back.
Is he a runner? He's hit right off the fake.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? How do we know that's not a play action pass?
Yeah, well, good point.
So make it 3rd and about 8 for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Roach is going to remain the lone back. Same receiver set. Just flip them on the field. Britton has it. He's going to drop the pass. He has a little bit of time. Throws to Smith. Smith is pushed. That's going to be pass interference on the Devil Dogs. And, Allen, to be honest with you, I don't know that the Devil Dog defender intended to do that. I don't think he knew the ball was coming.
He didn't, because he never even turned his head to find it. But Mr. Smith there in the right place at the right time to get the penalty yards that we're going to need ultimately for a first down.
And you can't have just a little bit of pass interference. Nope. It's all or none. So that's going to be an Eagle first down off the penalty.
The official forgot to use his mic.
Some of those guys just aren't. Wait a minute. There he goes. He got to give it official. He's going to give the initial signal. Then he's got to go to the mic. So you gotta give him a moment.
Just in case you can't read my hand signals, now I'm going to come back over and tell you.
Well, now, Allen, I would venture to say that about 70% of the population sitting in the stands have no idea what that hand signal means.
Well, come on now. We got some educated folks up there.
You got to think you got a lot of kids and a lot of women who are just here because their husbands want to be here. Smith goes in motion. It's a pitch to Smith. He breaks a tackle, gets up for about where are they going to spot him? Looks like they're going to spot him somewhere around the 44. It's going to be actually at the 43. Jones makes the tackle for the Devil Dogs.
That was some tough 4 yards that Mr. Smith picked up there, too.
It definitely was. He broke a tackle, hurdled another one. Powers ahead for a 4-yard gain.
I tell you what, he is definitely electric with the ball in his hands.
And just a sophomore.
That's right. So we're going to get 2 more 4 years of him.
Rocha and Duff are the backs. It's going to be to Rocha, and he's stacked up. And you don't typically see the beast get stacked up like that.
I couldn't even find him.
Usually, even if he runs into that wall, the wall comes down. So no gain, no loss on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 6 still.
I don't think that we've seen this defensive front this year either, though. They're basically running a 5-2 against us here.
And they're some pretty good-sized boys.
Yeah. And we just not understanding how to block it. Nose guard up over the top of the center there.
Rocha and Duff remain in the backfield. Britton's going to roll to his left. He's got running room. Makes a man miss at the 40. Cuts back upfield across the 35. He's going to be out of bounds at the 34.
Look at the footwork there by Mr. Britton.
Yeah. He was doing the cha-cha slide down through there.
I like it.
Jordan Britton. How you like that?
I like it. Keep on going, Mr. Traveling Man.
So the Eagles have a first down at the 34. Same setup as before on the previous play. It's going to go to Duff this time. Duff reverses back over the right side of the center there. He has a 4-yard gain, tackled by number 44, Kewan Shavers for the Devil Dogs.
Well, I'm glad you're having to call the names because I would just totally jack that up. I'm having trouble getting Rocha out.
It ain't no step for a stomper.
I know it. You good like that.
I'm sure I've butchered some, though. But the good thing is, nobody knows. And if they do, I don't know any Morrilton people. They ain't going to tell me anyways.
No.
If you are listening in from Morrilton, and seriously, we're not trying to butcher any of your names. We're trying to keep the game lighthearted. As you see the fumble, and the fumble's probably going to go on Rocha, but it wasn't his fault. He never intended to have the ball. So,
now he was trying to pull it.
Yeah, Rocha was going to block. He was done thinking that he wasn't getting the ball. He was going to block, and the ball was somehow stuck to his hip there for a minute. So, anyways, turnover again on the 3rd lost fumble of the game for the Eagles. Devil Dogs are going to be set up with a 1st and 10 at the at their own 29-yard line.
And I've got that as his 2nd recovery.
Probably is.
Mr. Isaiah Williams. Here's that 5-wide set that they love to run out of. And if you see it, if they don't send nobody in motion, they're going to pass.
It's a little quick out to number 1, Mason Adams there. It's good for almost 6 yards. Brings up 2nd and a long 4 for the Devil Dogs at their own 35-yard line.
And, our defense got a little bit of rest here, so hopefully we pull up a stop.
Adams goes in motion this time. He's going to set up almost in a tight end position. It's
Yep.
going to be a quick throw out to number 6, Torrey Criswell, the intended receiver.
So I just said if you see motion out of it, the exception is if they come set.
Oh.
And we talked about it in pregame now.
Except
if the
Come on,
motion
Romo.
guy
No,
comes.
I'm serious. You did tell me that. If the motion guy comes set, they're going to throw. I will agree with you on that. You did indeed tell me that while we're eating some dang good chili over at the baseball chili supper.
And I appreciate everybody coming out and supporting the baseball team and their annual fundraiser.
Hey, I wonder if I won any of those silent auctions I've been on over there.
Has your phone ring?
Hasn't yet. It's going to be to a wide open Criswell. He's out across the 50.
He just found him a spot in that zone and sat down
in it. Cody Mitchell's there, also Trenton Hetherington. Criswell's going to have the ball out to the Eagle 47, 1st and 10 for the Devil Dogs there. Clock rolling with 4 minutes and 9 seconds to play here in the half. I'm getting a text. Maybe I did win a prize. No, I'm not going to read that over the air either. So.
You're definitely a multitasker.
Oh, yeah.
Say the difference.
There's
the difference.
Clemens, yeah. Clemens has a lot of running room again. He runs into Cody Mitchell as he's falling down there. He has a first down out to the Eagle, almost to the Eagle 35. Or it'll be 1st and 10 for the Devil Dogs there.
So the difference on that, him staying in motion and the ball being snapped out of that, they try to get that edge, and they're doing fairly well at it tonight.
Oh, definitely. Criswell with the empty backfield this time. Throws that quick out to Mr. Adams again. He's going to turn it upfield and have a lot of running room, and 2 missed tackles now, 3 more missed tackles. Finally, the 4th and the 5th guy there take him down. That's going to be number 45, and I don't remember calling his number this year. Jaden Wimberly. Actually, we have. He's gotten in a couple of times.
Yep.
Who was the other tackler there? Did you catch the other number? 45 and who else? No? Okay, so there was another tackler there close. Sorry if we didn't. Yeah. So, anyways, give it to Mr. Wimberly. Ball's going to be at the 2-yard line. Criswell's going to go with the empty set again. Sends the man in motion. It's going to be a run with Adams, and he's going to have a Devil Dog touchdown. So after that run, it brings the score to 34-0. Devil Dogs lead the Eagles. And, Allen, after this, point after, we're going to be in the mercy rule in the first half. And it may have been bad this year, but it hasn't been mercy rule in the first half with 3 minutes left to play bad yet.
And we got to hope for a block so we keep that off if we have any chance of making a comeback.
So the ball is down, the kick is up, and we are officially in the mercy rule with 3 minutes left to play in the first half. So I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about the softball tournament.
Oh, yeah.
We mentioned a moment ago. The softball tournament is actually called Bats for Backpacks, and the reason it's named that is, Alan, we have a food program for children in need here within the Vilonia School District.
That's right.
It's available to children grades K through 12 who need some assistance with having food throughout the weekend once they leave campus on Friday afternoons.
Yep.
And one of our student-led organizations here, the East program, heads up the backpack program where they provide backpacks full of food discreetly to these kids on the weekends, so they have nourishment throughout the weekend. So basically, the Bats for Backpack softball tournament tomorrow in Vilonia is a fundraiser for the program. All of the proceeds from that softball tournament will go directly to the backpack program. Admission, if you're a fan, it's going to be the cheapest you're ever going to get into any sporting event all year long, other than free if you get in for one free. But it's going to be a donation of one non-perishable food item.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, it's $5 to get in. That's also fairly cheap. And if you feel led to give more money, at the gate or whatever, you can donate. That's going to go straight to the backpack program. It's going to directly benefit kids here in our school district who have a need.
And nobody else. I mean, that's directly for our kids here at our school.
Right. Nobody's going to profit off this tournament.
Nope.
There's none of that going on.
No money being made nowhere.
There's some volunteers. Myself and you, we're volunteering. Well, not only are we coaching 2 teams, we're volunteering running one of the
tournament sites.
One of the tournament sites actually here on campus at our high school field. The remainder of the tournament's going to be at the Vilonia City Park softball field up on what's the street name? Olive Street.
Yeah.
Mount Olive Street, North Mount Olive Street. So if you get a chance to go out and watch some softball and or give a donation,
just come by and drop
program.
off a couple of cans.
Yeah, absolutely. Any of the above. Say, hey, if you want to come watch our high school teams, you can say hi to Alan and myself.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily going to be broadcasting anything, but you can see our smiling faces up close and see how good we are at coaching softball or not good.
Yeah, and we do sign autographs.
Oh, autographs are free all day, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll even provide the Sharpie that I write across your forehead on.
Eagles with a 2nd and 8. Rocha and Duff. Duff's going to take it off right tackle as Rocha leads for him there through the hole as the first blocker, and Duff rather is going to have the first down with the help from Mr. Rocha.
And there we go.
As I said last night during the volleyball broadcast, sometimes I feel like I get a mouthful of marbles and I just can't get it all out.
Hey, they're the ones that handed us the mics and said go.
They being the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation. So I think it was mostly because they didn't want to be on the mic, so they figured they could pick us out to do it. That's going to be a great second effort pass from Britton to Kuntz.
And that saves a 10-yard sack.
Because it doesn't go for a very big gain, but I thought he was sacked, and then all of a sudden, here comes the ball out of there. So good job by Mr. Britton on second effort to get the ball out there to Kuntz for about a 2-yard gain. Ball's going to be placed at the 40-yard line. Getting all kinds of messages rolling in here.
Y'all leave that boy alone. He's trying to call a game now. His phone constantly blowing up. He can't pay attention to what he's doing.
So I'm getting word that somebody down there is at least a half brother to Dre Greenlaw, a linebacker for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Yeah.
Is that a 100% fact? Jacoby Criswell, half brother to Dre Greenlaw, linebacker for your Arkansas Razorbacks. I think Dre Greenlaw tackles okay. I was going to say Criswell probably tackles better because the Razorbacks don't do a very good job of that right now. But yeah, you're right. Greenlaw is about all we have defensively for the Razorbacks. So don't want to slight him in the least. So the clock is actually stopped.
Well, we had a fumble.
Did we turn it over again?
And
no, Eagles have it.
We have it. Britton. It was a bad exchange. Britton fell back on it.
I'm going to have to spend more time facing this way than the other way.
Yeah, you and them text messages.
Well, yeah, that we've got guests in the booth.
Billy So.
We got
Jay.
We got them all coming in. So 56 seconds left to play. They reset the clock. Britton is going to go up under center. Rocha, the lone back. 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 receiver to the top of your screen. Britton's going to pass. He has time this time. And
he's hit from the backside.
Okay, I was going to say, I looked for where the ball was going as I saw him wind up, and then I saw it nowhere close. I didn't know what happened there. So incomplete pass brings up 4th down, and the clock is stopped. So apparently there's no mercy rule till the second half. We're going to have a special interview with head basketball coach Tim Goers here at halftime. Drake's going to interview him. So we'll get that set up. So what's going to happen here to any of you viewing at home, we want you to stay with us. We're going to put one of our graphics up and roll a little bit of music while we get set up to interview Mr. Goers and run the halftime show. You see Britton with a soccer-style punt there, and Adams calls for the fair catch. I think that soccer-style business has got him kind of jacked up, Alan. That's twice he's looked kind of lost when the ball goes in the air.
Yeah, and he has definitely got that down.
Yes,
So
indeed, to anyone watching at home. I am telling the truth. There is a mercy rule. When a football team's down by 35 points or more, the clock will roll continuously, except on injuries and obviously timeouts. Yeah, but other than that, the clock's going to roll continuously.
You got to hit that little
in the second half. Yeah, it's just in the second half. So I was off there by saying it was in the first half. Definitely we're in the mercy rule, but the clock's not going to roll to the second half.
Yeah,
big run by Jones there. You see a flag come in. Probably going to be a hold on the Devil Dogs. Indeed,
Thank
it is
goodness.
holding on the Devil Dogs, so back them up. Clock's at 30.9 seconds to play till half.
Where are they going to put that ball at?
The ball is going to be placed down finally at the 13-yard line of the Devil Dogs.
Huddle was right.
I kind of like the pink flags.
I do.
A minute ago from up here, it almost looks like a red flag. I thought we were throwing challenge flags, but I do kind of like the pink flags. And if you get close enough to the officials, their stripes on their hats are pink, and they're wearing pink armbands, and they have pink whistles and lanyards tonight. So Jones carries the ball for the Devil Dogs. I believe that's probably going to be the last play of the half, as it doesn't look like Coach McNabb has any interest in calling another play across the way. He's going to take it to the locker room 35-0 as the clock now hits double zeros on the scoreboard out there. We are going to take a quick break while we get the halftime show set up here, and we'll be right back with you with head basketball coach Tim Goers, Drake Toll, and maybe even Alan Wade or myself slipping in there
I'm going to go
for a
get
minute.
some of this barbecue.
All right, we'll be back in just a minute with a halftime show.
And we're back halftime here at Philip D. Weaver Stadium, Centennial Bank Field. The Vilonia Eagles trail the Morrilton Devil Dogs 35-0. We've got a special treat, though. We had Coach Wallace and Coach Moore up here a couple weeks ago. And this week, pleasure to have Coach Goers, the head men's basketball coach at Vilonia High School. I say men. Those guys look pretty big this season. And, Coach, it's an exciting year, a lot of youth. You got junior class and a sophomore class that won a conference championship. How good have those guys developed so far this season?
Well, they're working really hard, Drake. You know, we've spent the fall trying to, they're young kids. We're trying to make them bigger and ready for, 5A, well, 6A also basketball, and I think we're on the way.
Yeah, it's a big part of it is developing those younger guys, getting them in those situations where they're able to learn. So far, what have you seen from the senior class? Not as many guys, but what have they been able to do so far in the off season?
I'll tell you what, we have a senior class that is in the off season. They are committed and they work hard all the time. They have great attitudes. I couldn't ask for a better group of seniors when it comes to leadership. They're great kids.
Good. That's a big part of it, is having that leadership and those guys. You want your seniors to be your leaders. Now, sophomores coming in, their first taste of high school basketball. How well have they adapted thus far?
Well, I tell you what, our practices are wars, and I think sometimes in practice it gets tough on them, and they really we're having some great battles between upperclassmen and lowerclassmen, and they're growing. They're growing, and they're getting better. So
I saw a tug-of-war bout a couple weeks ago, and the sophomores beat the juniors and the seniors, strength and athleticism-wise. What are you seeing from those guys? They're new to the program, but they seem pretty athletic.
Oh, yeah. They're a good athletic group for us. And the thing I like about they're good kids. They're fun to be around.
Yeah.
They're fun kids. And this entire group this year, we have a lot of fun together. And I think as we get tested, I think they'll band together and prepare for that next test. I don't think they'll waver. And that's what we're excited about.
Now, as far as football guys go, you haven't seen any of those football-basketball hybrid guys yet. What are you looking at with those football guys coming into basketball? Anybody on football team that'll make an impact coming into this season?
Well, we have 4 guys out there right now. Jordan Britton and Tyson Wirtz and Austin Kuntz, and then Jacob Lewis. And all 4 of those guys will bring a lot of energy to our practices, and really, I really look forward to seeing. I see them playing. I see them getting playing time. If they come in with the right attitude and effort and trying to get better every day, then we see them getting them involved quickly.
That's a big part of it. Now you look at Coach Cooper, your feeder system, Vilonia Junior High Freshman Academy. They've won 2 straight conference championships. Talk about what Coach Cooper's been able to do with the junior high group, developing those guys.
Well, I tell you what, when we first got here, the 7th grade, well, the group that's going to be seniors right now, they had just got out of 7th grade, and they did not have a great year. And then the group that's going to be juniors right now, they did have a good 7th grade year. And then obviously the group after that. And what I see is I really feel like our camp system and our program and having the ability to work with our kids all day the way the Vilonia School District allows us to do is really starting to pay off as far as skills and just and what we expect out of our kids on and off the court. We really want our kids to be understand that we're a product, but they're also a product when it comes to being in the classroom and being their teacher's favorite student and dominating everything they do. That's what we want our kids to do, and I think it's growing. I think it really is.
Now, can you tell me, academic-wise, that's a big part that you like to harp on, a big aspect of basketball. Talk to me about outside of basketball, what you expect from your guys.
Our team minimum. We really think at school you need to get a 3.0 or higher. All right, and if you're not, we will do everything we can and use every resource we can, including teammates, to make sure kids can achieve that. But since we've been here, our average on our grade point average as a team has been 3.5 or higher, and that's something when we have younger kids, elementary school kids in our locker room during the season, that's one of the first things we bring up. That is our most important thing, that we understand what our priorities are, and when we're in school, we take care of business.
Another big part, we talked about feeder and those guys growing up and learning and academics. That starts with your Pee Wee coaches. What do you do to involve the Pee Wee programs, Pee Wee coaches? There's something coming up for those Pee Wee coaches as well, if I believe I'm correct.
Yes, we have a red and white game night on the 30th, but before that, we always host a Pee Wee coaches clinic. And during that Pee Wee coaches clinic, it's a really positive experience. We have the players run the coaches through stations,
right?
And things that a lot of it's basic skills that they can share with their kids, and some of it's stuff that we've learned recently. But our players are able to, shake that hand, look our Pee Wee coaches in the eye, and be able to teach them a little bit about the game, but build those relationships and build those skills that they need to have, growing up.
Right. Now, first ball game of the season, who we got?
We're playing Little Rock Catholic here.
Little Rock Catholic at home, should be a big crowd, big atmosphere. Our non-conference slate this season is pretty tough. Can you tell me about who will be playing and what we'll see going before conference play?
Well, I don't have them memorized, but we have Catholic starting on the block, and they're a 7A school. They're not powerhouse in basketball, but they are capable of putting a good team together.
Right.
And I'm really looking forward to that game. I think it's going to be a great one. But, we play Jacksonville every year. Well, I'm sorry. Check that. We're not playing Jacksonville this year. That's a mistake. We play Monmel. We play Watson Chapel. We play we're going to the Clinton tournament. Clinton tournament's a tough little tournament. It's a smaller school tournament, but all the schools up there are very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very good. We've got the battle at the Briar, and we're going out to West Memphis to play Nettleton, a very good Nettleton team at a West Memphis kind of a shootout thing, December 1st. That'll be a great experience for our kids. And I'm missing, I'm missing a few, but no, our non-conference definitely prepares us for postseason.
Oh, yeah, that's a big part of it is getting ready for your conference season, your postseason. In conference play, teams like Clarksville, teams like BB, Greenbrier had some pretty good seasons, better seasons as of late, including last year. Surprise games with those teams coming out on top in some bigger ball games, and Clarksville and a couple other those teams that are usually at the bottom of the pack are looking to bring their way up. Who in this upcoming conference season is looking pretty hot?
Well, we've been pretty fortunate in the last 4 years that we've pretty much, we've played very well against the BBs and the Greenbriers of the world. My experience in Clarksville happened to be down just a little bit, but Clarksville has been a dominating program in the last 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
They've been very, very successful, and I don't ever expect them to go very far away from the top of a conference. But, we have this system where we have to do better than Morrilton, Monmel, and Greenbrier.
Right.
Those are our games during our blended conference that we really need to win, because when you go in that seed, going to that conference tournament against Alma, Harrison, Farmington, and Clarksville, you want to have a good seed. Plus, we're driving all the way up to Farmington for it this year, and the better seed you have, you play less games, and that's less travel. That's more wear on your kids. When you got 3-hour trips over and over again, and during the week, it's tough on the kids academically. It's tough on them, physically. But your question was who's going to be good this year. I think between all of us, I think it's going to be pretty level, and I think as usual, kind of like Coach Trent Timpton down there for Morrilton. Yeah. When first time I played against him here at Vilonia, he's like, "Man, I hate this conference," and I didn't know what he was talking about that time. But every game, it doesn't matter. You could be first place, you could be last place, but it's going to be a battle.
Yeah,
it's going to be a battle, and I'm looking forward to more battles this year.
It's the Wild Wild West in football. We'll call it the Wild Wild West in basketball. We look forward to a great basketball season from the Eagles. A lot of hop, new school word, one of my favorites. A lot of hop around the youth of this basketball team and even the seniority of this basketball team, those senior leaders. Very exciting to talk to you, Coach. Thanks so much for being in the booth with us. Absolute pleasure to have you. We'll be back here with Alan Wade and I to wrap up the statistics from your first half of the Eagle ball game.
Thank you, Drake.
And we're back here at Philip D. Weaver Stadium with the halftime show. The Eagles trail currently Morrilton Devil Dogs 35-0. Yeah. But we're going to go ahead and begin our second half of the halftime show with our D&N
Trivia
Oh, we're
question
going
of the
to-
game. Dude, I
we're
want to
going-
do it now. I
Going
wanna get
straight
it
at it. This is my favorite part of the whole broadcast, guys.
The last time we
I
were at
thought
home,
I was doing stats here.
the last time we were at home, we
We
had a bit of a spill on the trivia question, a fumble to say the least.
A bit.
A fumble in the kicking game. So
Or
we're
an
gonna,
interception in the kicking game. What do you think about that?
we'll try to get a more clarified question this
Yes.
week. What do we got,
Maybe I won't
Mr.
fumble
Allen?
it. So last week it was about Coach David Bangs and his tenure here at Vilonia. As historical as he was and as great a coach he was, I think I got a little biased. He was my coach. But going to talk about another coach that come in before him. Anybody know who that might be? The coach that come in 1981.
In 1981.
Yes.
Corey?
This is your trivia question,
No,
Drake.
no,
I'm
you
the
can't
second
even-
one.
I've been here since 2003, and I wasn't even old enough to talk. I
Right.
can't-
Well, you're all the time hitting me up with the trivia questions. Does anybody in the booth know who the coach was?
Rick, who was the coach in '81 that came in right before Bangs? The coach right before David Bangs that came in here in 1981. Oh, we've stumped everybody.
I have. Mr. Rick was. I know you was pulling chains
Was-
at that time. It was Coach Mr. Shock.
Wasn't Karen Astor?
Oh, you know what?
Coach
Okay,
Shock.
I had that thought, and I'm not even trying to give you
Right.
any conjecture here. I had that thought, but I knew Coach Shock had been the coach a couple of different times.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I had in my head that it was
That-
after Coach
yeah.
Bangs and then after the Coach McKay year.
No. So he
that
come
was
in.
my fault.
He led Coach Bangs in, and actually taking us to the playoffs 2 years in a row in '83 and '84, and then coming in right after Coach Bangs had left to go to Searcy. He was the head coach for a couple of years, and then again took us to the playoffs twice.
Right.
97 and 98.
Look at that. That early 80s team, those were the games we played conference championships against Heber Springs and that kind of – those were the good old days.
Yeah, and
5AA North
And my-
was the conference back then.
5AA North. I forgot that.
How could
That was
you
a good
forget
one.
that?
The 5AA North.
Maybe I should start asking the trivia questions.
Well, and my other one was going to be his record, but I think my historical facts are maybe not quite accurate because that's a 6-year span, and they had him listed in the article I was reading as 27 and 18. Does that math add up?
27 wins in 6 years is an average of about 7 wins a year.
And that's how
Well,
many
No,
is.
that would be 42 wins.
Yeah,
so that's
50-something
only-
games.
Yeah.
And he went to the playoffs 4 times.
No, that math doesn't add
Yeah,
up.
that's why I didn't. When I got to looking at that, it kind of squashed my next question.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if he coached 6 years and you average 10 games a year, that's 60. And then you
Yeah.
said the record said what?
27 and 18.
27 and 18. That's only 56 games. So
Yeah.
Little
that's-
math in the press box?
Actually, that's
I-
close.
Yeah.
I'm a math whiz, Drake. You didn't know it.
Come on.
I'm not a poet and you don't know it. I'm a math whiz and you didn't know it.
Hey, I bet you're about a math whiz your volleyball. And which that's saying a little bit, though, because you're the volleyball
I tell you-
aficionado around these parts.
He is.
Sometimes I do get a mouthful of marbles. Most time I just
Mouthful.
let it roll right on out.
Hey, well, we'll get in here to the meat of the halftime show. We'll get
Oh, what
some-
are you talking about? You want me to take my headset off, aren't you?
There, that's what I was motioning towards. I didn't want to have to say it out loud, but we'll get to the meat of our halftime show, the real deal. Take a look around the 5A West. Greenbrier leads Clarksville at the half, 34-7. Clarksville in a very similar situation to how the Eagles are right now. Not a great one to be in. Harrison Alma battle for the top of the West. 28-14. Alma down to Harrison.
Wow.
Harrison leading that one by 14 at halftime. Surprising they have 28 points. Harrison off to a quick start there. And then Vilonia, Morrilton, of course, that score 35-0 to begin this ball game. But Farmington and Maumelle. Maumelle leading that game 20-0. Farmington one of the bottom teams in the West.
Don't put that away yet. I got a couple questions. How's the Win Yellow Jackets doing, and how's PA doing?
How are the Win Yellow Jackets doing, and how is PA doing? Let me see. Win 27, Paragould 0. And let's see if we can get Pulaski Academy in here. They're winning 16-14 against Parkview.
Wow.
That's a close game
That
right
is.
there in the second quarter. That is a close game to say the least. And the Parkview head coach is used to coach at North Little Rock.
I don't know nothing about it.
No, we'll get into our halftime stats here real quick.
Corey's micing up again.
I'm micing up for just a second. That's an extremely sore subject in this press box with me. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to hear the name of any Little Rock Parkview coach.
Yeah.
Well, we see here, as far as the halftime stats go, Vilonia with 11 first downs, Morrilton 13. So Vilonia close in that regard. Rushing, Vilonia 58 rushing yards, Morrilton 143. Average yards per rush, Morrilton 8, Vilonia 3. Passes, Vilonia 5 of 10, Morrilton 7 of 9. No interceptions for either team. You look at total plays, Vilonia's ran 30, has 106 yards. Morrilton has run 29 plays and has 300 yards utilizing the big play. Yards per play there, that strikes you at 10 yards for Morrilton, 3.5 for Vilonia. And the big stat, 3 turnovers for Vilonia, 0 for Morrilton. There's your big stat of the ball game.
Yep. And that's what hurts, the 3 turnovers. So that's the tell of the tape. You know, hopefully here at halftime they're making some adjustments. I don't know if we're going to make 35 points worth of adjustments.
Right.
But, you know, they're our Eagles. We love them. We love them.
Right.
We love them.
That's right. We got to love them. I mean, it's an awesome atmosphere Friday nights. You got to love it. Like you said, chill bumps. I mean, it's a chilly Friday night, too. It'd be good for a nice little bonfire out there. But, I mean, really.
There's a burn ban on, man. Can't do that.
Win or lose, though, you love the atmosphere. You love Friday nights. Pink out. We had Miss Johnson, Erica Johnson, down there.
That was a great interview.
Awesome. She got to talk about her deceased grandma, she has a new understanding of cancer and the effects that it has. Great to talk to her. She did an outstanding job down there. Coach Goers as well. So, I mean, you got highlights here and there. Ned Permy down here with the Channel 7. His van, he actually left a little early. He cut out early, but left a cameraman around here, so he got to take some pictures and video around here. But a packed-out press box here at Philip D. Weaver Stadium and a pretty nicely filled stadium. You got to love the Vilonia High School atmosphere. You just wish the Eagles could pull off a win here down the stretch, looking like they'll drop to 0-8 on the season after the game tonight.
Yeah, it does. But, you know, the optimist in me says that come out, make a few tackles, a couple of onside kicks, 27 on kicks.
Rick, you got to stop.
Yeah. And in about 1 minute, we fix to see it happen. I'm calling it right now.
Couple onside kicks, a little bit there. Now, we do have an update on Mr. Bartlett. Caden Bartlett will not be back in this ball game, so that hurts the Eagle defense. A knee injury down on the field. He was down for a little bit. They got ice on it immediately. Hope that he's okay. Had Miss Kim and Kenny Wayne down there. They were checking him out, but looks like a knee injury, Mr. Wilson said, and that Bartlett will not return in this ball game. He's a big part of the Eagle defense, but it stinks. He broke his hand, now to injure his knee. Hope to see him back pretty soon. But we got about 2.5 minutes as the team will take the field and start warming up again. And as far as the second half goes, what are your Charlie Roller Foundation keys to the second half, Alan?
Tackle, tackle, tackle. No penalties.
No penalties. You got to shut
I'm not going to
Mr. Jacoby Criswell down. Can we get, before we head out, can we get Mr. Criswell's statistics? I'd like to just
see his.
Just span that just here for a second. There he is at 7 for 9 with 157 yards passing.
Four rushes for 66. I know he's got 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown.
Mr. Criswell all over the place.
He is.
Absolutely all over the place.
We've not done what we said we needed to do at the beginning of the game.
That was the key of the game?
Which was shutting him down.
You got to shut Mr. Criswell down to have success in the second half. Hope the Eagles can come back and make it respectable here. I'll go down with a sideline report, maybe get a shot or two from the student section. Not all filed out down there, but nonetheless pretty rowdy crowd as usual. Loudest and the rowdiest. Tomorrow afternoon, you can go check out the softball fields. There'll be softball going on all day, but it's a good time for sports here in Vilonia. Hopefully the Eagles can rally it out and make it even better in the second half. For Alan Wade, Drake Toll signing it off. Corey Ear will be back with you for the second half.
Welcome back to football action here at Philip D. Weaver Stadium. Eagles taking on the Devil Dogs. Devil Dogs leading by a score of 35-0, so we will start the second half with the mercy rule in effect. I'm going to take a minute to talk about T-shirt sponsors. Tonight's T-shirt sponsors are the Conway Collision Center, Keith's Texaco Station and Service Center here in Vilonia, Marcus Vaden, attorney at law, the Vilonia Family Pharmacy right here in town, the Spa in, I believe that's actually in Conway, and then also the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, excuse me, is the final sponsor of the shirt tonight. The way the T-shirt sponsors work is we take 6 shirt sponsors for each home game. The Football Foundation has 150 T-shirts printed. Those are given away to the first 150 fans into the stadium that stop by the T-shirt booth there and pick up their free shirt. And, you know, we broadcast the names of the shirt sponsors over this. You know, Mr. Good down there puts them over the PA system. And if you're interested in sponsoring the Greenbrier shirt, that'll be the final home game of the season.
I think we're looking to do churches that night.
Churches?
Yep, all churches.
As in, okay, I'm with you
like
now.
Oak Bowery.
Not the fried chicken. I'm with
right.
you. So as far as that goes, shirt sponsorship is $500. And we're looking for some sponsors there for the final home game. If you're interested in sponsoring the shirt for the Greenbrier game in 2 weeks, please visit the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation Facebook page and or the website. You can get in contact with Sean or Jason or
one of us.
Yeah, If you know us on Facebook or in person, hit us up. We'll get you where you need to be. Opening kick is a short one. It's fielded by number 2. That's Xavier Clemens. And I'm afraid that might – nope, there we're finally going to chase him down. That's Milligan chasing him down way down at the Eagle 25-yard line. So, as I was saying, if you want to sponsor the T-shirt, hit us up. We'll get you hooked up with the right person. We'll roll the sponsor commercials here in a minute when we get a chance. So we'll bring you some word from DNN and the Charlie Roller Foundation. And then also, Alan, we've got to talk about the bats for backpacks. And you know what? There's one other thing that I need to bring up that I've been promising somebody I would do, but for whatever reason, I never get to it. Probably because it's here on my phone and not, printed out on a piece of paper. As you see the Devil Dogs go for another first down there. That is going to be the Vilonia Eagle Extravaganza.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, did I talk about it actually, or did I just say I was going to talk
Well,
about it?
I remember you and I talking about it.
Okay, all right. We'll watch the play here, and we'll talk about it in a moment. Chris Will set for the ball. He fakes to Jones. He's going to throw out to number 16, who's out across the 5 and down to the 2-yard line, tackled by Tristan Milligan there. 16 is Matthew Warmond, the Devil Dog receiver. And it's going to be first down, box only, inside the 5. The Devil Dogs are wasting no time getting back up to the line quickly.
No, they like to move quick.
Chris Wells going to give it to Jones. He's stacked up. Eagles are going to push him back for a loss of 2 back to the 5-yard line. It's going to be second and goal from there.
And
so
a bunch of Eagles on it.
Oh, yeah. A flock of them, if you will.
22 on the carry for the Devil Dogs. Gardner on the stop for the Eagles.
So Chris Will set with 2 backs in the backfield. He has the ball. He's going to give it to Jones. Jones is looking for running room around the left end. There's nothing going on there as Wyatt Milliken, Tristan Hetherington, and was it Kellett, the other tackler there, 42 maybe? Yeah, Kellett also there to tackle for the Eagles. No gain, third and goal from the 5-yard line.
You like to see the not no more type of attitude from them.
You do. Hey, I do like the defensive intensity. The one big play is really all that this drive has amounted to. Chris Wells going to throw, flushed out of the pocket by Todd Gibson.
Oh, and guess that's our man. That's our man, Nick.
Nick Lewis narrowly missing the interception, and if he makes it, that's going to be the record book.
Does Criswell have a chance to catch him down the sideline? Would be the only question.
Criswell's not going to catch Lewis. No, it's not going to happen. I don't think. He might do it, but I'm saying Lewis is the fastest guy on the field. Dude's quick.
Depending upon angles, though. What we teach, angles.
Schmangle. Lewis was rolling. He was rolling. So the Devil Dogs are going to send Jesus out, Jesus Arias, to attempt the 22-yard field goal. Holder is number 16. That's Matthew Warmond. Warman has the snap. Ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So add 3 points on for the Devil Dogs. That brings the score to 38-0. Devil Dogs leading your Vilonia Eagles. And I'm going to take this opportunity to play the commercials for you as I don't see Drake. So I'm going to roll both commercials back-to-back here, starting with the Charlie Roller Foundation.
Charlie Roller was an outstanding athlete at Vilonia, and he truly exemplified what it meant to be a Vilonia Eagle. On behalf of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, we would like to say thank you to the Friends of Charlie for their continued support of the Charlie Roller Classic. This event has allowed ongoing support to many sporting events and activities throughout the Vilonia School District. Construction has always been a supporter of Vilonia athletics, and Vilonia football is no exception. On behalf of the Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation, we thank you for your continued support of Vilonia football. D&N Construction has always been a supporter of Vilonia athletics.
We're back from the commercials as the kickoff from the Devil Dogs goes out of bounds. Eagles are going to get it 1st and 10 at their own 35. And the other thing I was going to talk about is the Eagle Extravaganza. Let me talk about that. That is it's basically shopping for Christmas is what it amounts to. And various vendors come in and set up booths over at our Frank Mitchell Intermediate School gymnasium. I believe it's where they set that up. And all of the proceeds for the Eagle Extravaganza go to benefit the Vilonia Angel Tree recipients. And most of you are familiar with what an angel tree is during the Christmas time, and that's for kids and families who need a little extra assistance during the holidays to bring Christmas presents under their trees. So dates for the Eagle Extravaganza are Friday, November the 10th from 5:30 to 8:30, and Saturday, November the 11th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, that's at Frank Mitchell Intermediate School. That is the Vilonia Eagle Extravaganza. Go check that out and support the Vilonia Angel Tree. You see the incomplete pass to Wirtz there, but there's the Beast. And Allen, that's probably his first big carry, isn't it?
The first that I can recall. He's had several touches tonight and just hadn't been able to seem to break through. Thanks for the compliment.
For those of you at home that didn't hear that, it's somebody in the booth said it reminds them of a Wade carrying the ball right up the middle.
My mentality was I'm going to hit somebody before they would decide they wanted to hit me.
Rocha and Duff remain in the backfield.
And there's just not a hole there.
No, Rocha's doing all that he can, and we all know that Rocha runs hard.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing there for him.
Yeah, they gave him a yard.
He's running into a brick wall. So he's going to be out to the 44-yard line. It's going to be 4th down there and short. Eagles look like they're going to go for it. And with that running clock, Alan, we're already down to just 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah. And the reason it's hard for him to run that A-gap there is, look, I mean, we got a nose guard right up over center, slanting one side or the other.
Right. Duff has it. He's going to have the first down out across the 45 up to the 49 where they're going to spot him down. 1st and 10, Eagles there. So Eagles have it 1st and 10 at their own 49. That's where they're going to set up.
That was a big run there by Duff.
Oh, definitely.
Keep the chains moving. That was 4th down.
4th and short, and he nets about 5 or 6 out of it.
Yep.
Good run by Mr. Duff. Britton's going to fake it to Rocha. He has room to scramble. He's going to take it off the right side. He's going to be very close to a first down where he steps out of bounds. Where are they going to mark him?
They're going to mark him 1 yard short.
Just short of the first down. Wow. 2nd down and a yard for the Eagles after the big run by Mr. Britton.
And that was a good job just tucking and running because it wasn't open downfield. Those and that man-to-man and had us locked down.
That's going to be Rocha again. He has just a little bit of room. He's going to have 3. Plenty for the first down as he's out to the Devil Dog 39-yard line. Alan, tell me something. Are we still playing the first-team defense for the Devil Dogs, or have they started subbing?
I'm kind of looking across there from numbers that I've been punching in, and they look fairly similar.
Okay. So this is still against the first-team defense as far as we know.
Yeah, no.
So our spotter's telling us that no, some of the original starters are out of the game. So we may be playing a hodgepodge of first-team, second-team defense here.
Right.
Smith goes in motion. Britton's going to pass. Rolling to his left. Loads up. Throws it downfield deep to Kuntz, and there's going to be a flag. I thought that was pass interference as the cornerback was draped all over Kuntz's back. He had no chance to get both hands in to catch the ball as the back arm was held by the cornerback there. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and an Eagle first down.
We hope so after the results of this huddle.
Britton is hurt as he's hit on the play. He's off. We'll probably see Kyle Vines come on.
Oh, you know what? There's a flag in the backfield, too.
Well, so there may be a roughing the passer and a pass interference. So with that being said, which do you take? They're both 15 yards. So it really doesn't.
They're both. You get both of them.
You think we're going to stack them?
Yeah. I mean, if their defense commits 2 penalties, you stack them. But that's also in the area of holding.
Shut your mouth.
I know it.
Pass interference on the defense. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. So
that should be 50.
You don't stack defensive penalties. I didn't want to correct you until I heard it from the official. There's no stacking of defensive penalties. You can only take one.
We've seen it.
Where?
At Maumelle. We've seen them take 30 yards.
I think they just screwed the pooch there. Get it?
Yeah,
no, they're not the Bulldogs. That's what I call them in softball. They're the Hornets. Oh, my goodness. So Vines is on at quarterback as they attend to Britton over on the sideline. Vines has the ball. He gives to Rocha. And, again, the beast is stacked up. Nothing doing.
Well, obviously I was wrong on that particular play, but I've seen them stack before. Now the situation may be different that dictates whether or not you can stack or not. And they did give Rocha a yard.
So Vines remains in at quarterback. Britton still being attended to by the trainers on the sideline. Looks like his arm may be what they're looking at. Maybe have a procedure penalty against the Eagles. Indeed, it is a false start. Back them up 5, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 13 now. Well, maybe it's not Britton's arm now. He's crouched down like he's trying to stretch out some type of leg injury. Maybe he got the whole body pains going on.
Yeah.
I didn't see the hit. Did he get rocked pretty good? Did anybody see it?
I didn't see it either. I was looking downfield. But
left arm?
But maybe.
He forgot to turn his mic off. The referee forgot to turn his mic off. The whistle went out over the public address system here. Vines pitches to Duff. Duff makes a tackler miss, but the second one, third one, and fourth one are going to take him down. He's going to have a couple, I believe. He's going to be almost out to the 25. They're going to, they're going to put him 20. Yeah, the 26 is where he's going to be.
So
that's the last play of the third quarter. We're going to kick it down to Drake for a Vilonia Eagles sideline report.
Hey guys, I'm down here with a couple of Eagle volleyball players. The Eagles are headed to state in volleyball. Talon, what can you tell me about the state playoffs so far and where we're headed?
We play Tuesday at Harrison. We play against Hot Springs Lakeside, and we're really looking forward to it. We've been practicing hard, and we're ready for what they have given to us.
It's big for the Eagles to make playoffs this season. Callie Erie was with us earlier this season, talking about a lot of struggles that the team was having. Now, Callie, how has the season changed thus far? It seems like a big 180 for our volleyball girls.
Well, it's changed a lot lately because we've really came together as a team and we've worked really hard, and our motto really from the middle of the season till now has been to play for each other, and we've done that lately and we've done so much better. So we've really had a turning point in our season, like I said earlier, and I feel like it's really helped us, and it will continue to help us throughout the state tournament.
That's big, guys. You heard it here first. Mr. Hunter Kelly, the biggest volleyball fan in the state. Back to you guys in the booth.
I don't know about the biggest volleyball fan in the state. He's definitely the biggest ham in the state.
Yeah. Got the smallest BB guns.
Got the smallest BB guns.
Hey, look at that going across the north end of that stadium. That's that four-wheeler you can win.
Hey, that's right. Vilonia Eagle Football Foundation in the process of raffling off a Polaris four-wheeler. And you can see it going out the tunnel there at the top of your screen. You see the headlights. There we go. We're zoomed in on it now. Yeah. You can buy a raffle ticket for that for $100. They're only giving away or selling how many tickets?
Only 100.
100 tickets. So Britton throws the pass complete out to Draven Smith. He makes the first tackler miss. Did the ball come loose again, or did my eyes deceive me?
Your eyes deceive you.
My eyes ain't as old as yours. How'd that happen?
Hey, I got 2015, brother.
2015. I ain't heard that one in a couple of weeks. So 4th and about 3 for the Eagles now. Britton was back on at quarterback there on that last play. He looks like he's doing okay.
Yeah, back to the four-wheeler, yeah. 100 tickets are being sold, so your chances of 1 in 100, they are $100. I know that's steep. Odds go up.
Looks like Smith's going to have the big catch. No, they're going to say incomplete, and it was a good play. The pass was just a little bit out in front of Smith. He couldn't hang on to it, apparently.
Yeah. No, good play call. You know, Smith is pushing his receiver out towards that sideline, and it's kind of a comeback play back to the middle.
Right. So sometimes the best plays are not worth a flip when you don't execute, though, and the Eagles turn it over on downs, 1st and 10 for the Devil Dogs at their own 19-yard line. And looks like, we're going to have a different QB. It's going to be Carson Collins, the sophomore for the Devil Dogs. Did I see that number right? 4?
I can't
3?
I can't see his number.
So if it's 4, it's Carson Collins. I swear that's who was going up and down the line, telling his lineman. Now they're going to move the ball forward for some reason. So 4 is definitely the quarterback. It's Carson Collins for the Devil Dogs. He's in the gun. I don't know the back in the backfield. I have to catch that number in a moment. He gets the ball. He's a bruiser, Allen.
Yeah, he's still up.
He gets a good game, but, man, when he got squared up and I saw how big he was, I was like, my goodness.
I'm going to have to get new numbers.
99, Corey Clements for the tackle by the Eagles. 47 is the running back. That is John McCray, the junior fullback. So Collins is set to receive the snap again. McCray remains the back in the backfield.
They letting that play clock run down.
I'm going to talk about that in just a moment after this play. Collins has it. He's going to roll to his left, looking to pass. He's hit. Ball is well short. He was hit by number 10, Cody Simpson, as he throws, and it's an incomplete pass. And, Allen, earlier in the year, I won't call any names, but I complained about a team continuing to run the hurry up and throw against us when they were up by about 25 late in the fourth quarter. So I want to give the Devil Dogs and Coach McNabb over there a lot of credit for, putting in subs, letting play clock run down, not just absolutely running the score up on us here. And, Allen, we talk about our chain gang over there being the hardest working chain gang in the state. I was on the chain gang for 5 or 6 years there myself. And I want to say that the Morrilton coaching staff was always one of the most polite and nicest to us, because the chains are always on the opposing team side.
Yeah.
Some coaches, respect you and talk nice to you and whatnot, and some other coaches are complete turds to you.
Yeah.
Coach McNabb and his staff, some of the nicest guys I was ever around over there. So props to them for for what they're doing here, showing sportsmanship as they lead 38-0. I don't even have that last field goal on the deal. I thought I put it up. No.
And that's going to bring up a 4th and 7 for the Devil Dogs as they're bringing in their other players to get some time in. And
it's going to be Arias back to punt. 8 minutes to play in the game. 10 seconds on the play clock. They're going to let it run on down.
Yeah.
Probably should snap it. Yeah, it's under 5 now. They're going to snap the football. Arias has it. Kick is away. And Milligan has it at the 47. He's up over the 50 to the 45 to the 40, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line of the Devil Dogs. So good field position for the Eagles as they start what's most likely going to be our final offensive possession of the game.
And this quarter's gotten away from us, and it's already the 4th quarter. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, this running clock, it goes so fast. This is like this is worse than a junior high game now with the rolling clock. It goes by much faster. 7 minutes left to play in the game. Eagles come out to the field. I see most of our starters still in there on offense. Yeah, all of the starters still. So you got Wirtz and Kuntz split to the bottom of your screen.
We want to get
Fulmer
that
to the top. Smith and Rocha in the backfield. I'm sorry, Alan. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. We're trying to get that goose egg off the board.
I'd love to see it off the board. Britton keeps off right tackle. The dog pound's going to jump all over him, take him down. Not before he gains about 5. It's going to be, I guess it's about a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles now. So let's see here. What, the shirt?
Mm-hmm.
I got something else I want to talk about real quick. I'll hit that again before we're done. Britton drops back to pass. Has a lot of time. Throws to Kuntz. It's complete out to the 20. Over the 20 out to the still fighting for room. Still fighting for him. He's going to be dropped at the 16-yard line of the Devil Dogs. There's a flag. It's probably going to be a face mask tacked on to the end of the run there by Kuntz. All right, so I wanted to give you the Vilonia Eagle cheerleaders. Cheerleaders this year are seniors. It is a face mask, a 5-yard face mask on the Devil Dogs. So senior cheerleaders this year, Hannah Millsap, Randy Park, Maddie Prosser, and Grace Weatherly. Junior cheerleaders are Ashlyn Maynard, Allie Robertson, and Marley Smith. Sophomore cheerleaders, Heidi Aldridge, Calissa Campbell, Emma Eastham, Shelby Ellison, Madeline English, Audrey Lloyd, Kaylee Olone, Lydia Grace Outlaw, and Amber Sturts. The cheer coaches are Lisa Evans and Judy Cox. Flag on the play. Incomplete pass. It's going to be a pass interference in the end zone.
And that could be offensive pass interference, fellas. Mr. Wirtz has got his hands back on, trying to create that room.
Yeah, looks like they might be pointing our way. Yep. No, hands to the face is what they called it.
We have gotten that more this year than.
Is that something that's being coached?
I don't know.
5-yard face mask on the offense, so Allen had it right, just not the actual penalty they were going to call on us. It's still against us. Let me cover some scores here real quick, see if there's any updates. There's a couple of note that I'm actually definitely interested in here after you talked about them on the halftime show. PA Parkview still stuck at 16-14, but it's showing second quarter, so it must be halftime. Britton rolls to his left. He has a lot of time to throw. Good defensive coverage by the Devil Dogs out there. That is number 35, Chris Moreau. All right, so let's see. Let me refresh this to make sure I'm giving you up-to-date scores. All right, get down here to what I want to talk about. Still showing 16-14 PA over Parkview in the second quarter. Maumelle leads Farmington 20-14, and that's at the half. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sold on Maumelle. I wouldn't be surprised to see Farmington beat them there. It's in Farmington, that game. Greenbrier leading Clarksville by a score of 34-13. So the Panthers continue to flex their muscle in conference play. Harrison up 28-14 on Alma, and Alan, I think Alma's going to be ultimately the team that ends up with a 4 seed as Rocha goes in. Touchdown, V-Town.
We got to call it.
Yes.
It's our man, Rocha.
The Beast. I didn't think I was going to get to say it tonight. So let me put that up on the board before they take it away from us.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. There's no flags or anything. Just going to put that up there. Eagles finally get on the board, 38-6.
St. Louis is kicking legs.
Clock is still rolling even on the point after. So 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to play. Tristan Milligan is going to be the holder. Nick Lewis the kicker. There's the snap. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is straight down Main Street.
Yep.
So Eagles do get on the board. 38-7, Morrilton leads. Holy cow.
Did they?
I should have put it on the board before they could take it away from us. So back up about 3 sentences. Eagles now trail by a score of 38-6. Did that ball not look like it was good from over here?
I thought it was good.
They have a lot better
angle.
View of it than we do. But the Whitecap said no good. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like him. Anyways, clock continues to roll.
Are we going to see onside here?
And a half to play. I don't know if we're even going to see the ball in play. No bigger hurry than we're getting in there coming off the sideline.
No. Once it goes in, it stays. Yep.
You could come back and win and still be in the mercy rule, technically.
So the question was, since we closed the gap, does the mercy rule go out? No, once it's in effect, it's in effect.
Looks like it's going to be Jaden Wimberly on to kick.
Huh.
That's an interesting twist of events.
Have we moved Lewis around?
No. Lewis is on the sideline, so I fully expect an onside kick. 55 seconds left to play, and I'm foiled again. It's deep by Wimberly. Taken by the Devil Dog return man, and maybe we should have onsided it, Alan. Yep. That's going to be another Devil Dog touchdown unless Milligan chases him down. He does finally wrestle him out of bounds, but it's going to be inside the 10-yard line. We have a scuffle back here in the back, a flag and a hat thrown, so it's going to be unsportsmanlike penalties on both our player and the Devil Dog player. And I didn't see what started it. I just saw the hat come flying and it drew my attention.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not the way you want to see the game end. Clock is stopped now with the penalty flags on the field. Personal foul on the Eagles, personal foul on the Devil Dogs. Those offset, and no excuse for that.
None
whatsoever. I don't know who started it. I don't care, but it's a football game. Keep it between the lines. Move on.
Yeah. It's always told if you don't like what's happening to you,
change it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Yeah, so it's going to be a Devil Dog first down at the Eagle 8-yard line, 18.5 on the clock. The Devil Dogs, I don't think they're going to have to snap the ball. I think we're – okay, I think they'll probably roll the clock and they won't even have to snap it.
No.
Sorry, I paused for a moment to get the explanation from the official. One of the Devil Dog players is back there talking to him. I bet he's asking, is the clock going to roll or not?
And indeed it is.
We've got another quarter. No, that's number 4. That's Collins back in at quarterback for the Devil Dogs. Coach McNabb takes off his headset across the way and holds up his quarterback, says, don't snap the ball. We're just going to let it roll out. And he starts to make the trek across the field to shake hands. And that's going to do it. Your Eagles fall by a score of 38-6. Brings their record to 0-8 on the year. 0-8. So Another tough loss for the Eagles. Alan, they were never in this game, not even in the least bit.
No, never was. We never didn't look like we were ready to play tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. We came out and
we were flat.
It didn't even look like we really wanted to be here.
Yep.
Yeah, the first 2 offensive snaps are fumbles deep in our own territory, and they turn into devil dog touchdowns. And, you had the sense then that it was already over.
Yeah.
And not a lot of fight really in the Eagles other than coming out from halftime and having a couple of good plays. Ultimately, Morrilton scores on the possession anyways.
Right.
But that's really all the fight that you saw in the Eagle players tonight. So we're gonna take a quick break here, get set up for the post-game show. With Alan and Drake are definitely going to be on. I might decide I want to throw my 2 cents in again. I'm definitely going to keep up with some of these scores because some of the games are still only at half while we're finished here in Vilonia.
And it's not even 9 o'clock.
So I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to discuss a couple things programming-wise. We'll be back with you in just a couple of minutes for the post-game show.
We're back live here from Philip D. Weaver Stadium, Centennial Bank Field. The Eagles fall tonight, 38-6 to the visiting Morrilton Devil Dogs, one of the better teams in the 5A West. And a night for the Eagles that just didn't go our way. Had a lot of turnovers, a lot of mistakes there in the second half. The clock ran. It was a quick half. But, not a ton of positive takeaways necessarily. But then again, you go into next week facing the easiest opponent on your schedule. Of course, nobody's easy.
No, not at 0-8.
Not at 0-8. Nobody's easy, of course, but Clarksville, some inexperience there, a lot of young guys. Of course, they are winless in conference, so you look at a team that's very beatable, and you just got to go in it building onto that, trying to win that ball game.
I'm going to go ahead and throw the caveat into winless in conference and very beatable. They've been in every ball game they've played.
That's true.
They have been.
And we play at Clarksville.
Yeah, and they got the leading rusher in the conference. Don't know what he done tonight, but before tonight, he was still number 6 in the state with rushing yards at 1,200-plus yards.
Right.
So, tackling drills this week, fellas.
Of course, tackling drills. Got to have something positive coming out of it, though. I mean, there will be something out of this one that has to be positive. But you see a pretty quick short as the guys got done with their little speech down there, headed to the locker room. A tough one to swallow there. I know Britton was very frustrated. The Wirtz was frustrated. Not an offensive night for the Eagles.
No,
just a rough go at it.
Yeah, less than 200 yards of total offense. I'd already sent it up, lost the stats. Morrilton right at 400 yards, so they doubled us up there. Just from the opening kickoff until the ending sound, it was pretty much Morrilton.
Oh, yeah.
So.
The game, the first to the first to go final of the evening in the 5A West, but you look across the scoreboard in the 5A, Farmington 14, Maumelle 20. That was into the third quarter. Most of these games are early third quarter. Greenbrier 41, Clarksville 13. That's the first time Clarksville this season's been out of a ball game that quickly in the game. You go on through the other West scores, looking at, who else we got in here?
Harrison on top of Alma, 28-21.
Harrison on top of Alma, 28-21, and then some bigger games around the conference, or around the 5A. Parkview, 28. Pulaski Academy, 24 right now into the third quarter. A shocker over there. And then you look at BB, 28, Mills, 14, and then Wynn down there, 48-0 against Paragould. So some other pretty big playoff implication games going around the 5A this week. But Eagles fall in a tough one. I don't have a lot of stats, but I'm willing to say that Mr. Criswell had an outstanding night statistically at the quarterback spot.
He did, and, pretty much from the halfway through the third quarter on, he was out. So maybe not just eye-popping numbers, but certainly good enough job to get the job done here tonight. So,
that's right.
Like I said, Morrilton's total offense was right about 400 yards, and us, Vilonia, only at right at 200 yards. I thought the house was coming down.
Mr. Dale being a little violent over there. But, just one of those nights. Got to forget about it, shake it off, go into Clarksville and try to get a win. Not a lot worked for us tonight, but need to build off of some things we did positively. Britton running the ball there at the end. A few plays here and there that were successful. You got to go into next week, try to win that ball game, and put a 1 up into that win column.
You do. And, every week at this point should be a learning process. All right, that don't work, this don't work. This is working a little bit, and let's move on from there.
Let's move on from there.
I got an update. PA scores quickly on the ensuing possession, and they're ahead 32-28 now with Parkview with the ball.
They don't play around for sure over there at Pulaski Academy. If they're ever tested, they try to jump out quick. But
it's just now starting the fourth quarter there in that game.
There we go, headed to the fourth quarter in that one. Be a good one to be over there watching. But for Drake Toll, Corey Erie, Alan Wade, guys, you guys got anything else?
No, that's what I got.
Nothing. Around here, we'll see you guys next Friday night at Clarksville. Got some volleyball on Tuesday. We'll catch you guys in the long run. Drake Toll, Corey Erie, Alan Wade once again signing off.